All right, I think we're back. All right, I think we're back. Are we back? Let me give some people some time to get in. All right. We're going to try to get this thing back up and going, all right? I had a phone call, someone on hold, and I couldn't take the call because I was trying to reboot us. We back up. We rolling with Rush. YouTube back. Thank you, Preston. I appreciate you. Let me do this while people coming in. Cowboy Wyatt, what's going on? Tracy Dillingham, what's up, sis? Thought I'd have a little fun today. Let's do this while we doing this, man. I'm going to wait for some people to come in, and then, I need my motivation music. I'm like Cleo and Set It Off. I can't rock if I ain't got if my music ain't there. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like I need music to get me going into where I need to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let's do this. Let's do this.
Turn me up some. Yeah. Yo, give me some room, I'm throwing elbows. Timberland boots, Air Force, and shell toes. Who the f is still? If I gotta pay to get in the club, I'ma go pop the trunk and turn the street volume up to 10. I ain't on the guest list, I ain't VIP. I snuck in the exit, learning DIP. My dress code is all black when I'm making the moves. Similar to the new PlayStation 2. I can't help it if the club only packing a G. And the fire marshal wanna shut it down at 3. And you ballin', dressed to kill. But I'm showing the toes with extra heels. Man, I gotta get in, I drove here with a car loaded. Charged on Belvedere. My hit the cells that the line is thick. So I drive the 500 through the door. If you cover this one in your truck, let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you really don't give a what. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody get your hands up. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. You ain't come to party, shut up. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Yo, security patting my legs and waist, but if I vacate the place, it'll be. All my in the huddle, on the count of 3, we're gonna bum rush the tunnel with a pound of. Cut the light on, you see it's Brick City in here. Blazing like Biggie passed us a Simi in here. Don't sleep, stay wide awoke. You dial Doc, not dial a joke. Crawl or you die in smoke. I keep it heated when the hawk is out. Seated low Tahoe, beat it when the dark is out. I'm outside of the line and I'm acting a fool. Like a 3 o'clock bully, waiting after school. Punk, I've been in this line for hours. I even killed the time by helping my man pass out flyers. Now all I wanna do is get in where I fit in. Shake my with the baddest pigeon with a wig in. Jump, move, crash, break, shake that, stay. Yo, Papa Bear at the table, and the porridge is poured. Since death is the label, I belong in the morgue. I'm walking half dead at the scene now, with bigger from jail than the one on Green Mile. I'll huff and puff, blow the club down. I'll snuff a duck, headed uptown. Yeah, that's right. We up in this joint now. Hey, yo, we get ready to take over. Man, you grab the mic, I'ma grab the turntables. We gon' rock this joint, boy. If you got 'em in the club free, let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you drunk up in the VIP, let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. If you swinging from them club lights, let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you like to start the club fight, let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Everybody wave your hands now. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody jump up and down. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody keep it going now. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Just a little bit louder now. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Come on, come on. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Keep it going now. Let's get dirty. Don't stop now. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty, y'all.
Let's get dirty. We're back. My apologies. Can you hear me okay? Let's make sure we're good before we move on. And I'm going to jump right in. I promise you. I'm already 45 minutes in the show and I ain't said shit yet. It is raining here in Cincinnati. It's crazy. Oh my God, it's flooded. There's water coming up on my porch. The drains are over flooding. That's what happens when you live out like in the woods. I live in the woods. And like drainage is a problem because rocks, gravel, and all that shit get in, you know, it ain't like them big ass, drains that's in the middle of the street down on John Street or Lynn and all that. I mean, no. You know them big ass drains that's in the streets up in the Fay? It ain't like that out here. I mean, a whole damn body could fall in them drains out in the streets in our neighborhoods. I mean, if you still there, that's cool. I ain't got no problem. But you got to watch your step walking in the street. You will mess around and be in a whole damn drain. Y'all don't remember when dudes would run from the police and hide in the drains? Y'all don't remember that? I used to see Typey running from the police and shit. All of a sudden, you just see his ass running down the street. And then they couldn't find him. Police cars were scrubbing all over the place. They could not find him. Later on that night, hear his ass come out of the drain. In the drain. Scrub coming out like Spider-Man. In the drain. Nobody knew where he was. He was down in the drain. Whole body. He was scratched up and stuff, though. I think it'd take a little bit to get down there. But he got out. He got out. So what's good? Couple things before we get started. On some realness. I read a report today. I seen a report today. This is a national news thing that I think we all need to pay attention to. Because this is some of the things that I used to cover on Wyatt Live on a regular basis, and it was about money. It was about, I love to, talk about money. I love to talk about how we do better with money, how we spend money, how we position ourselves in money. I love to talk about things like that, right? So I want to show something to you. Now, you can put whatever name, you can put whatever you want to put on this, but I want you to see something. And some people might argue, some people may want to fight, some people may want to believe that it's not really what it is and this and that. They can label it however they want to label it. I don't care. Take the information and you do what you want to do with it. You can take the information I'm about to give you and you can throw it in the trash can. You don't even really have to listen to it if you don't want to, right? But I'm going to give it to you anyway. Did you know that in America right now, it's 60%? Y'all talk about affordable rents. But did you know in America right now, it is 60% cheaper to rent a house than to buy a house in America right now? That ain't the American fucking dream. It is 60% cheaper to rent a house. And now I hear everybody, see, I don't pay rents and stuff, and that's not doing no brag shit. I'm saying I don't know what the rental market is. Basically, I hear people talking about, man, $200. They talking about for these 2 bedrooms, man, them motherfuckers want $6,000 a month. I'm like, yeah, that sounds crazy to me too. But just think of these numbers I'm about to give to you. 60% of the market in America right now, it's cheaper to rent a house than it is to purchase. There's a problem with that. Now, in 50 of the states in America, 50 states live to this statistic right here. Somebody tell me in their own words, what's wrong with that picture there? What's wrong with the picture where 60%, it's 60% cheaper to actually rent property than it is to buy property? And then you have a bunch of people running around here talking about how expensive it is to rent. We need affordable rents. I'm not arguing that at all. But imagine saving up, wanting your own property, wanting your own home, and you find out that you can go rent a place cheaper. In 50 states, this stat is alive in. That's not the American dream. 4 years ago, 4 years ago, right around 4 years, 3.5, 4 years ago, interest rates on a home, you could get a 2.99, 2.75 if you was God. But you can get a 2.99. Under 3%, it's 3%. That's like going to the gas station and saying, give me the gas thing up there, say $1.99.9. That's $2. That's $2. There ain't no such thing as $1.99.9. That's $2 damn dollars. So interest rates were 2.99% 3.5 years ago. Now they're damn near, they're doubled and a half. That is not the American dream. That is not living in a better America. Has gas dropped down under $3 yet? I'm just curious. Because I keep hearing how great the economy is. I keep hearing how better it is, how it's getting better. Yeah, you're right. It ain't $4 anymore. It's $3.25, $3.19. You're right. It's better. It's still high. It's still outrageous, but it's better. That's like saying my mama don't whoop my ass no more. She don't beat me anymore. She just whoop me. It's getting better though. I'm just getting used to the abuse. No, we're getting immune to the $3.25, the $3 range. It's never really been that high. So, I mean, who's being fooled? Who's checked their interest rate on their credit card lately? Have you seen that they changed your the annual percentage rate? Have you seen that? Has anyone paid attention? Now, you know, under contract, they can change that. They can change that, and they can also add on your account if you're not paying attention. They can also add a annual fee. So watch out for those $200 fees that you're paying interest on. Don't let them add that. Don't let them add that $200 or $150 fee on your credit card. Home Depot doing it. A whole lot of people doing it right now. Capital One, a lot of them are doing it. If you see it on your statement, make sure you call them right away. Especially if you're 30% or less debt to income. Shouldn't say debt to income. Payoff ratio on that particular card. Excuse me, I misworded that. So, I mean, I just need my family to understand this. 60%, it's 60% cheaper to rent property right now than it is to buy. That is not the American dream to me. I'm sorry, family. I'm just sorry. It's not the American dream to go to the grocery store and walk out with a $200 cart and you barely have anything. It's not the American dream to go to the gas station and pay $3.50 a gallon for gas It's not. Come on, man. It's costing us a lot of money to live, and you have to admit it. Anybody that got you sleepwalking, talking about it's fine, it's cool. You're beyond brainwashed, and y'all know I hate using that word, but you're beyond brainwashed when somebody can convince you that it's still the same or it's just a little bit higher than it was last time. That's ridiculous. I had a brother tell me one time, ain't nothing really changed in my life. I said, well, why you say that? He said, well, shit, I'm still eating the same thing that I ate before. I said, well, let me ask you, bro. I ain't trying to be rude or nasty or anything, but what were you eating before all these high prices? Well, he's not married. He ain't got no children. He don't have a family and all that. It's just him. So I asked him, and I ain't gonna say no names because some of y'all know who this brother is. I ain't tripping on him, but he don't really have shit. So he don't have no family, nothing to support. So he ain't fighting the same fights that a lot of us are fighting. So I said, well, what are you eating that's still the same? He said, man, I be heating shit up. Heating shit up? I mean, we all heat shit up. Be more specific. He's still buying TV dinners and shit like that. Because I said, well, shit, TV dinners even went up. Shit, I've been eating peanut butter and jelly my entire life. And peanut butter and jelly is going up. It's gone up. It's cost more to get my jelly sandwiches. What you eating that don't cost no different? You can't get fruit. Have you financed anything lately? Insurance is higher. Oh man, it's crazy to me. I'm just saying real stuff. I know there's gonna be some chaos agents that want to come in and break it all down and say, well, whatever. But I don't care none of that shit they talking about. I'm talking real, real numbers that you and I are all facing. That dude talking about it ain't that bad out here, bruh. I said, well, I said you must have disposable income. He said, well, whatever that is, I got enough. I said, well, what that mean? What you selling drugs? He said, no, man, it ain't that bad out here. When I get off my 4 o'clock job, I go to my other job. I said, oh, shit. Okay, whatever you say, Mr. Got 2 jobs and a job on the weekend and it ain't that bad out here. What are you talking about? Every service you have is going up. Think about it. Who put that in there? Stephanie Hyde, I believe. My cousin, she said, Spectrum is going up this month. Yeah, everybody going up. Everybody then been up. When Netflix did it, I knew shit was hit. I just knew. Netflix sent a letter or an email or whatever you want to call it. He sent the email talking about your subscription about due. And next month it's going up to $24.99 instead of $19.99. Now wait a minute, I just upgraded. Check this. I upgraded from the free trial to the $9.99 shit. And when that was over, they took me to the $9.99 plan, which I seen commercials and shit in the middle of my movies. I don't know what that was. I was cheap as hell with it because I don't watch Netflix like that. And then they was like, well, that little shit is over with, the $9.99. They pieced me out on that, like deuces on that. Then I had to go to the $19.99. And it wasn't nothing but about 6 months later, and they told me the $19.99 is now going up to $24.99. And I'm like, man, do I really want this? Do I really want this? Let me call my man Dave and get another box. Because I only have YouTube, I only have what is that shit? Netflix and all that for my children. YouTube TV and all that. I only have that because the kids, they off on their own and I'm trying to cut down on their bills. I don't want them paying. It's too expensive out here. They can't do shit. They can't live. My daughter's check, just from her little school job, she can't go out to eat twice in a week without blowing her whole check on dinner. And I'm like, damn, she only working a couple hours a day, get a little hot ass $75, $80. Y'all know them short ass checks we used to get on our summer jobs or part-time jobs. It ain't really to take care of no family with. It's just to, Get them a little something. But damn, she can't go out with her friends but twice a week and her check gone. Can't put no gas in the car. So I had an agreement like, I know it's tough out here. You use your check on you and I'll take care. We'll take care of the ref. But you can't be out here shit is going up and it ain't got no intentions. It's not going down. You show me something that's going down, I may have to go that route. Can somebody put in the screen something that's going down? Don't use gas because gas fluctuates. Gas is not when you use gas as an example when it hits $2.99. When it hit $2.99, then you come at me and talk about gas. But just because it ain't $4.25 anymore, don't say it's going down. Don't say that. All right, let's be realistic. All right, so look, I'm gonna say this one last time for the people that just came in. It's important that you all get right, AK-47. We know who fault it is. Trump fault. It's the last previous administration before us. All right, let me get serious. I gotta say the same thing for the people that just came aboard. It is 60% cheaper. I want all my agents, the chaos agents who talk about affordable housing, who talk about the American, America ain't shit and all that. I just want y'all to know it is 60% cheaper to rent a home in the United States of America. Well, 50 states. Out of 50 states, the report says, out of 50 states, it's 60% cheaper to rent a house versus buying a house. That is not the American dream. That is not it. That is not it. I'm sorry. My LSU Tigers lost. I said that before we got interrupted in the last, when I had to reboot and do all that. They lost. I seen it coming. I didn't know it was gonna happen, but I prepared myself for it to happen. I just knew that Iowa was a better team. We have better players at LSU. Oh, y'all about to get me on that. Y'all about to get me on that. We got better players at LSU. And y'all was on that yesterday. I think it was Fame or somebody like that. And we was talking about black and white players. All right, black team versus white team and all that old shit. Touch on that for a hot ass second while I'm getting warmed up. Just a hot second. Let me just be honest with you. Iowa is a better team, but LSU has better individual players. Now, Caitlin Clark is a different beast. Caitlin Clark is an individual that plays in a great circular of a team, and she benefits. Her game is prime for a team. However, she's a takeover type of player too. She can bust that three-pointer on your ass without a pick. Her moves, her step back, her crossover, all that gives her the space to be able to get that quick release off, and she's going to hit the shot. 7 out of 10 times, 6 out of 10 times, she's going to hit that three-pointer. She don't care if she in the middle of the court. The girl is crazy with it. And when you put those, starting role players around her, including the little girl from Cincinnati, out of St. Joe. I mean, I told y'all yesterday, my daughter played against her, and then they played together at the AAU team. And I mean, the little girl I knew was going to be special. I told you that her daddy had her out in the rain shooting jumpers. I thought we worked hard. That little girl was outside in the snow, in the summer, in the wintertime, in Cincinnati, shooting baskets outside in their driveway in the snow. So I already know what commitment, I knew where she was with it. I knew she was going to be something special. And she's not even the star of the team over there. Oh, I'm gonna touch on some. I'm gonna hurt a few feelings today because I'm gonna say some real shit. All right, but you gotta pay attention. I'm not intentionally trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just gonna tell you something that's real, and it happened to me yesterday. Before I watched that game, I went to a game. I don't know. Let me think about if I should say the team, because some of y'all might know the coach. So I'm gonna sit here for a second. I'm gonna ponder. Should I mention the baseball team who I went and seen yesterday? Give me 2 ticks. No, I'm not going to mention the team. I'm not going to mention the team But there's a story to be told about this. Yeah, Gabby Marshall. Thank you, Jared. Gabby Marshall, she went to Mount Notre Dame. But in my daughter played against her in high school, in elementary, and into like junior high, elementary. They all played against each other. All right, and then they played on a team, a summer league team together, and they just killed it. They ran Ohio basically. Um, I'm not going to tell you the name of the team because it's a local high school. That wouldn't be fair to that coach. It wouldn't be fair to some of the hardworking little brothers on that team. It wouldn't be fair. But I went to a baseball game yesterday, and I want to remind a few people of what I said a few days ago about how when I played baseball, we didn't have proper instruction. We were just talented. And it goes back to the Angel Reeses and them guys at LSU. They're great individual players. Not great, but they're good individual players. But as a team, is the nucleus there. I knew Iowa had a better chance at beating us than we had a chance at beating them. Because if you just think you're going to get a ball to Angel Reese and she just going to take over and score 52 like Clark can, that wasn't going to happen. Flojo, she Flo, whatever, she wasn't going to score 50 that night, last night either. And when you get into systematic ball, I'm always going to give it to the team that has the system that works like an engine, and that's Iowa. They just have a system. And you can tell the work ethic that's there. Both of them have great work ethic. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I did not feel good about that game last night before the game started. That's why I wanted to get all that. If LSU don't win, they got cheated. The refs cheated them sisters. No, they had one bad call that I felt was bad call when Angel Reese fouled out of the game on a charge. To me, in my mind, that was not a charge. I watched the replay. I confirmed in my mind it was not a charge. That little girl was moving when she got in front of Angel Reese. She never should have fouled out of that game. However, we were already down 11 or 12 with 2 minutes left. I don't think we were coming back even with Angel Reese out on the court. The reason why I say that, it wasn't that Angel Reese wasn't going to score. It wasn't that Flo wasn't going to score. It wasn't that LSU was not going to score. It was the simple fact that Iowa wasn't missing. Iowa kept scoring. So if you down 11 with 2 minutes, you can score all the buckets you want. But if you can't stop the other team from scoring, you still down 11. You couldn't stop them. So the math just wasn't mathing. So now, let me say this. This is why I told Fame I didn't really want to believe. I believe what he said yesterday about, yeah, it's the whites versus the blacks and all that old shit, but I'm tired of thinking like that. I don't think that way anymore. Y'all can cheer for the black team. Y'all can cheer for the white team. You can always make it the white and the blacks, but I can't enjoy the sport that way. I can't enjoy watching fucking checkers. The black checkers versus the red checkers, or the black pieces on the chessboard versus the white pieces on the chess. I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of it. So I'm just going to say what I say. Yesterday before that game, I went to a local high school baseball game. My nephew plays on this team. Y'all don't know my nephew, so you'll never know what team it was. I will say this. I seen somebody say, Angela, AK-47 said Withrow. It is not Withrow. I'll say that because I seen it up there. I went to Withrow, and I got a clear Withrow name on this. It was not Withrow, but it is a Cincinnati public school. And what I seen out there, I'm sorry, I got to say it. Unorganized. Coaching was bad. And I drove a long way. To watch that game. Now, the coach was a good guy. He was a good guy. I mean, he wasn't an arguer. He wasn't bad to the kids. I respect coaches that come out and give their time, coach schools, coach kids. I respect them because it's him doing it and no one else. Like, you couldn't offer me that job and I would take it. As much as I love baseball, I don't love it enough to take it out of my time of a day and volunteer my time to the kids. I don't love it that much. So I can't disrespect him for putting it in his day and putting it in his time. And I know they don't make a whole lot of money for coaching baseball. I know they don't. So it's not a money thing, it's a time thing for me. But now let me say this to you. What I seen out there yesterday, you know it was raining. It started raining. Now what I'm going to tell you is this. Y'all can connect the dots if you want to. But I rode all the way out there with my daughter. We went all the way out to Turpin. All right. And you can connect the dots if you want to. I ain't got time to be playing games with people. Please keep it to yourself if you connect the dots. But all I'm telling you is I went all the way out to Turpin, which is a predominantly all white school, I'm assuming. They didn't have a black on the team. I didn't see any black parents sitting out there. And I don't know if they got, maybe they adopt. I don't know. But it seems to be an all white, predominantly white school. And it was all white dudes over on that baseball team. And as I was walking up the hill, to the field, I could hear the glove of the catcher popping. Pop. Y'all know that sound. If you in the sports, you know that sound of a pitcher that's warming up or somebody. You know the sound. I know the sound of the sweet spot on a bat when a ball hits, when you hit the ball. I know the sweet spot. I know that sound. And I also know the sweet spot of a baseball hitting a catcher's mitt. It's the best sound in the world. Pop! You know it's coming in. Or you know a ball is just got streamlined from the batter. Just the sound. I'm that guy. I'm him. I understand the sound of the game. And man, let me tell you something. As I'm walking up this tall ass hill to get to the field up at Turpin High School, shit, I'm listening and I'm getting anxious because I can hear it sound. You can tell somebody's warming up because the sound of the glove is hitting too often. It's not a batter. It's not a pitcher pitching to a batter. It was going too fast. You know, the sound was coming in way too fast. It was pop, pop, pop. So it sounds like a warm up. And then as I got closer and got up to the top of the hill, I could see the field. And I seen that little white dude up on the mound. And he was burning the catcher up. You got to know, people that understand the game know what I mean when I say he was burning the catcher up. Pow, pow. And I'm like, okay, now I start pulling. Players know what I'm talking about. If you play the game, you start grabbing your sunflower seeds and shit, and you start mentally getting into the game. You grab your own shit, your sunflower seeds, and you start popping them. I put the whole bag in my mouth of the sunflower seeds. I'm ready for the game. And this little dude was popping it. Pop, pop. Our team came out. Now, my nephew play on this team. So I'm going to say it's our team. I'm a Cincinnati Public School fan at this point of this game. Now, Turpin uniforms look like Major League Baseball. All white, pinstriped out, all the pinstripes lined up. The hat had the name and the number on the back. They was just like they always been. Even when we played, always nice and tight. Bat bags hanging up on the fence, personal helmets, got little wristbands on, numbers on it, hand pads, just professional. I look over to my nephew and them. It's just different. Now, you can look at us, our ball players. You know who can play the game just by how they walk in baseball. Baseball is one of them sports where you can just tell by a person's attitude how they play the game. If you hit the ball to him, he gonna throw you out. You can just tell. My nephew happens to play shortstop, so he's a pretty good ball player. I'm looking at our uniforms, which don't matter because we used to play in jeans, cut up jeans and a t-shirt. So it don't matter what the uniforms look like if you can play or not. But the uniforms pretty much tell you the type of support you have. And when I got there, the score was already like 5-0. And it was coming down raining and all that. So I turned around. I got there late because I thought they was gonna call the game. Well, my niece, my nephew who plays on the game, his mother, she was there. She said, "No, they redoing the field and blah blah blah. They gonna keep the game going. It's forecast to stop raining here in a minute." So we kept going. We went there, got there, and then we already down 5-0. They didn't already sent some shit over the fence on us. They didn't already hit 2 home runs, bases loaded. They stealing bases and they running it up on us. And then my nephew and them get out on the field, and the ball hitting. I mean, balls were just hit right to them, and I'm like, I don't know if they practice. I don't know. Now this is not a knock on the coach, but coach, I seen some things that I just seen some things, bro. I seen some things that just was like, wait a minute, we're way better than what we seeing here. Like we're way more athletic. You got you got an infield that's wet. Okay, they got a nice field there up in Turpin. You got an infield with grass and a muddy infield out in the area of the fielding, right? The grass is tall. And you playing damn near, the third baseman is damn near out in left field. He's so far back. The shortstop is even further back. Second baseman is even further back. So all these guys got to do is put one on the ground, not even a bunt, a straight shot down third base. This kid is going to outrun that because the grass is killing the speed of the ball. And I'm trying not to be that guy because you know how parents can be or spectators can be. None of us know shit. You can't say nothing. I'm not the guy to say anything to the coach or the umpire. I might argue with the umpire on some playful shit. Like, oh, that was a strike. I might do some of that. But I ain't going to really argue. Come on, Blue. Damn, bro. Come on, man. Happened to be a brother that was umpiring the game. I wish everything in the world. I'd give my left arm right now if it was Fame. I wish Fame would have been umpiring that game. That would have made that day because we would definitely be on here talking about that game from yesterday. I heard the coach tell one of the players some real shit. I ain't going to tell you how bad the game was. Y'all can figure that out on yourself. Go look at the score. But I heard one of the coaches say some shit that was so real over in my nephew and them dugout. The coach told one little boy, and I don't even know who he was. He told the one little boy, such and such, I don't care how good you are. If you don't come to practice, you ain't going to play. I don't care how good you are. You can't just show up on game days and play. Now, where I'm from, we had guys like that. I'm just being honest. We had guys that just thought they were so damn good that they are the team themselves and that they don't have to come to practice. They ain't been to practice all week, but they show up on game day and then they upset or mad because they not getting in the game. But us, we are committed to the team, committed to each other. And we go to practice. We run our laps. We run the bases. We take ground balls. We take batting practice. We do everything together. So we all gonna play together on game day. And here come this arrogant ass little boy, because he's fast, can hit the ball, probably one of the better players. I can't tell you, because I heard my niece, she said, well, I don't even know who he is. He ain't even been at practices. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just spectating. Come to find out this kid is supposedly one of the better kids on the team, but he don't go to practice. And if I'm the coach, I'm going to take a loss with the kids that come to practice, the kids that are at the game, that show up, run laps, run the bases, do batting practice. That's who I'm going down with. I'm not going down with a part-time ass player. I didn't sign you up to come in and be a DH player, designated hitter, to come when you want to come. You going to be part of this team? Show up. Every day, just like everybody else. But I'm just going to be honest with you. Outside of that move right there that the coach did, man, I seen an uncoached team. I seen little boys. Now, y'all got to understand, this is not shade at the coach. This is just me telling you, This was so familiar. It's so odd that here I am saying this today when I just said it a couple days ago, what my problem was as a child. My team, Alan Dunn, Donald Broach, myself, Monty Rock, we were really talented, but nobody ever taught us the game. I'm watching, now keep in mind, my nephew and them had a little white dude on the team. He was a little, I think Latino or something like that. We had two. One was the catcher, and the pitcher that we had out there was, I don't even know their name. I don't know the team like that. But the little pitcher, he was little Spanish looking dude. I have never seen somebody in high school throw the ball so damn soft. You know them girls that throw underarm fast pitching? On everything I love, his shit wasn't, they throw harder than him. He was lobbing the ball up there. And I'm like, damn, I can throw harder than that. And I'm an old ass man. I didn't want to say shit because his parents were sitting. They were one of the three parents, the little white boy parents. He was one of the three of parents that was there. Ain't nobody else parents there but my little nephew, and then we come out. You know what I'm saying? We come out as, me and my daughters come out to support my little nephew. And then they had two other little parents there from the two other little white boys on the team at that pub school team. And I'm like, damn, I know Turpin is pretty far out. But it ain't Columbus, Ohio. You ain't got to leave too far out of Cincinnati to get to Turpin. Damn, it's 40 minutes away. You would thought he was playing in Tennessee somewhere. Nobody was there. Now, Sean D. Nutter, he was not left-handed, but he threw like he was left-handed. He was lobbing the ball, and they was smacking that shit all over the field. Even the foul balls was going way out of the foul. Bro, this is when you know you don't have a pitcher. I hate to say this. I don't know the kid. He just got to take it. Family, let me explain something to you about baseball. When the foul balls are hit hard and gone and out in the woods somewhere, that's when you better take your pitcher out the game because they're on to him. They just didn't connect. When you hit a foul ball so far out in the woods, it's time to pull that pitcher out the game. I mean, even the foul balls that was going behind, you know how when you swing at the ball and foul tip behind and it go way far up, them shits was getting lost too. I'm like, this kid can't throw. Let me get off of this real fast. Let me just say that last thing about it. I'm watching how the pitcher is throwing the ball. He's not being coached. He's throwing the ball with all his arm. No follow through with the body. I'm watching how the infielders are how they're going to get the ground balls. And there's no mystery to me why they couldn't throw them out because they're out of position to even throw the ball over the first base. You're out of position to throw. So when you get the ball and then you got to start getting your balance and all that, that man is still running down first base. Now, I was a shortstop my entire life. So footwork and accuracy was what I had. These kids are not being coached properly. And I've seen a lot of wasted talent. Now, I'm saying wasted talent because these kids are talented, but if they're not being trained properly, it's just wasted talent. I seen a kid hit the ball in the infield on our team. He ran down the line so fast. I mean, it was a basic ground ball, but he made it into a big play because that kid ran down that line so fast. But the problem was they were playing against a disciplined team, a well-coached team. They played on the same high grass, wet infield that the white team played on, but they made the adjustments. They knew how to play on it. They knew the game. That comes from coaching. I affiliate everything I talk about and everything I do with life. See, a lot of people who talk a lot of stuff, they wouldn't even feel the way they feel if they were involved in sports. Sports adds a perspective to your life of winning and losing and understanding, preparation, commitment. I mean, sports do that for you. it allows you to be competitive in a way where you can carry that competitive nature over to the world, to the shit you got to do in life. Jared says, how do we know they're not practicing that? Well, I mean, practicing what? The wrong way how to do it? Or are you talking about the other team, Turpin? Because I can tell you right now, Turpin practices that. That's the whole point of my conversation here, Jared. I'm saying the other team is well prepared. They understand how to make these adjustments, even into a wet field, to a high grass field. They understand how to make the adjustments. They're being taught. That's not something that you just know how to do. You're not born knowing how to do things like that. You have to be taught. Even when you're taught, now it takes a skill to be able to act, to make it happen. But the information is key. My little brothers didn't have that information, and I didn't want to say anything, but my niece did tell us when the game was over. I'm in the car going home. She called me. She was like, Uncle Randy, it's rough, ain't it? I said, yeah, baby. That's rough. I probably, I love my nephew. I'll come watch him in the summertime, but I ain't about to come out and watch that shit no more. I can't do it. I'll support him in his quest to be great at baseball, but it's gonna have to be a summer league team where he can get with some situational things, and we're gonna have to look. This is what I offer. Use my address. We're gonna get him on a team because my little nephew got some talent, but we got to get him in an area code that's gonna teach him. Now I don't give a fuck. Get mad at me if you want to, but that's half the battle. We got to get our children in area codes where they can learn, because some area codes just ain't teaching them what they need to learn. I know I just got canceled for saying that, but it's the truth. It's just the truth. Get mad at me if you want to. I'm used to it. Now, I want to tell you something real fast. I'm off of that. I'm off of that. I said enough. I damaged enough. I said enough. I told enough truth. And it is what it is. Somebody told me the other day, and I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm going to need the family to help me out. Sunday was Easter Sunday, right? Sunday was Easter Sunday. Is it true that there was a fight in the church in the Natty? I mean, I'm just asking. I ain't trying to start nothing because I seen it in the chat, but I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what the fuck? What was that? But is it true that there was a fight at, what was the name of the church? I wrote it down. Church on Rockdale Baptist, a Baptist church. Say it ain't so, Cincinnati. Was there a fight? Yeah, okay. Lamont said Rockdale Baptist. Damn. I'm not even going to ask what the fight was. I just hope no one got hurt. I don't know if it was the preacher involved. I don't know if it was the baby mama fighting the new baby mama. I don't know what drama. I don't know. Maybe they didn't agree on verse 10, chapter 8. I don't know. I don't want to see the video, Stephen Speed. This is one that I'm not going to entertain. I just wanted to know because somebody hit me up in the DM, and then they said it on the show yesterday. There was a fight at the church, and I'm like, wow, if they're fighting in the church, we don't stand a chance in the streets. Lamont said over a fashion show. That'll do it. That'll do it. You can't tell Miss Betty that her hat ain't the bomb. You can't tell Miss Betty that her outfit ain't the shit. And Sister Teresa's shit look better than hers. You can't say that. They all in their feelings and they jaws get tight. Motherfucker, I put this shit on layaway. Over a fashion show? You kidding? It's gotta be on Facebook, AK-47. I'm not gonna search for it, fam. I'm gonna let that one sit wherever it's sitting. I'm gonna let the church fight. I did it one time in my career on Wyatt Live, and I didn't feel comfortable showing some church fight. That's why I don't show fighting out on the street. I don't show fights. I usually don't show. I'll show an incident. Like if somebody, get mugged or something, I'll show, some things, but I'm not gonna instigate or I'm not gonna be part of some fighting shit. I'm just not gonna do that. But I do want to bring it to the attention. It's important that we talk about it. John Ludd just said it. He took the words out of my mouth. I think I'm going to read the first line. I read the first line. I don't know. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right, John Ludd. He said, if they fighting in the church, they can't criticize these teens no more. That, hey, bro, A to the man. That's what I was going to say. You heard me say, if they fighting in church, we don't stand a chance out on these streets. But I told you a lot of that shit fake anyway. They talk all that shit. Listen, I ain't gonna rehash this, but y'all know I went to church right as a child. I had to go before the Bengal game. I couldn't stand in church past 12:59 because the Bengals came on every Sunday at 1:00. And I'd sit there, and my mama give me a little double mint gum that's half torn out her pocketbook. She'd give me the one at the bottom of her purse. It had tobacco and shit all on it and whatever's at the bottom of her purse just to keep my little ass quiet. Here, take this, snack on that. It'd be a half a piece of double mint bubble gum with crazy shit all on it, but I took it and it shut me up. However, I told y'all my experience in church, and it ain't all churches, but my experience was rocky road. My experience was rocky road because I went to a church where, it wasn't in the hood, but it had hood people in it. And they was Christians on Sunday. And I'd see some of them copping dope over in Lincoln Courts during the week, buying dope, smoking dope. And your ass all in the choir on Sunday, and you smoking crack during the week. It just turned me away. I seen too much, the same shit I see today in all this politics. There was too much hypocrisy. I don't understand how you can sing for the Lord and work for the devil. That just didn't make sense to me. That's how I grew up seeing it. I mean, somebody asked the other day, they were like, how could something about free will? I don't even know if it was on the radio. I don't know where it was, but they were talking about free will. And they was talking about how is it that people do what they do? And I keep trying to tell people, like, you forget, God is not the only God. There's another God. It might be the only God that we cherish, that we serve. But there's another God out there, and he's called the devil. The devil has a army, just like angels. Like God has angels. That's his army. The devil got he got some warriors and troops too. He got tanks, he got helicopters, and he got some firepower too. And he used a lot of y'all. You just don't know it. You just don't know. You sometimes, when you get to doing that hater shit and tearing people down and fake shit behind their back and talking about them and tearing down what they trying to do in life and acting like that you real cool with somebody, but you really playing them and all that. You really working for the devil. You're part of that army. You just don't know it. You think you just doing some slick shit. Well, yeah, you signed up. You enlisted in the devil's army. And them same folks that enlist in the devil's army, they wonder how in the hell people aren't godly. I just don't understand. God wouldn't let people make those decisions. You're right. There's another God out there that gives you what you need to be horrible to people. That's all. I mean, So it don't shock me that it's a fight at church. They sell dope in church. You ain't know? You know how much weed I sold at church? I'm sorry. I ain't never said that one before. But my mama was in the choir and they smoke weed. She looking down on me right now like, boy. But it's the truth. All right. If it wasn't true, then she could smack me in my head from heaven. But the truth of the matter is, I remember them going out on what they called a tour. It wasn't no tour. They went to another church. You can call it a tour if you want to. Visiting pastor go with his choir and they give a performance, all that old shit at another church. They stars for the weekend. And they smoking weed on the way to the church. I'm like, oh, y'all motherfuckers crazy, boy. Them Taft, y'all went to Taft. My mama and her class and all that, I went to Taft. Y'all know what it is, Mama Bert. I'm just being honest. Oh shit, let me stop before I get really kicked out. I got some real good stuff to talk about today. I'm gonna get to it. Let's see what time. Ooh, boy, time is flying. Took me an hour to really get things going, though, didn't it? All right, listen. I got one thing to say about these teens. Y'all ain't gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. The people that just popped in and watching me for the first time or listening to me for the first time, they just not gonna like me because you can never judge. See that old judge somebody the first time shit? It's not really fair. All right, like for instance, like the only time you can really judge somebody for the first time is when they doing shit. Like, all right, me and my wife gonna hang with y'all. Me and my wife gonna hang out with a couple, and we maybe pay attention to the shit they like to do. We end up going to a club together, a night out or whatever, and it's a swingers club. And we don't know. My wife and I don't know. We would go with them, and it's a swingers club, and we see what it is. Now we know we can't fuck with them no more because it's obvious what they're into. But now let's say, for instance, that same group, we all go to dinner, sit down at a nice restaurant, break bread together, have a conversation, and one of us is talking. We're all talking politics. And now you think because they have a different political vision or view of what I have, then now I'm gonna say, oh, I can't fuck with them. They bad people for thinking that way. No, I don't think your thoughts are bad enough for me because we have political differences that we can't be cool or we can't still kick it. Now, the shit you might be into in life, I can't do that. I can't hang with you. I don't like you. We can't do that. But just because we have different political beliefs don't mean that you and I can't be cool. But there's people out there that will let you not deal with you because of how you believe in things, like your political beliefs. And then they'll shame you and tell other people not to like you. We done had those conversations plenty of times. It's sad. It's the biggest divide. Race and religion, politics. The biggest divide in our community. I just want to say one thing about something. The teens downtown. I just did a show yesterday where over the weekend some teens were shooting, 7 got shot downtown Indianapolis. And what I love about this is the chaos agents. See, they don't care how wrong they are. They just got to be right. Y'all know I always say that. The chaos agents can't even look at that situation that just happened and correlate to the situation that they have at home. You know what they'll say? Well, our kids aren't as bad. Nobody got shot. It may not have escalated to that, but you and I both know here on the show that it could have. We all know that the same thing that just happened in Indianapolis, the next day on Monday, that same shit could have happened in Cincinnati if the police didn't have some control over it. It could have happened. But our babies ain't that bad. That's what they'll say. Oh, it ain't that bad. Our babies didn't do that. I don't even want to talk about that because I made a promise yesterday. Who was that who said that? Was that you, Stephen Speed, when I said I had receipts on the mayor and he was like, oh, I can't wait for tomorrow. I want to see that. The mayor of New York, was that you, Stephen Speed, if you still here? I'd rather not talk about the teens. I got plenty of stuff right here. I got videos. I got plenty if y'all want to talk about that. Let me do this. Let me put it in. I don't run commercials here. I don't have time to do anything. I just go off the rim. Let me ask you guys, do you want me to talk about the teens of Cincinnati, or do you want me to talk about how the mayor of New York lied to the black community? And I have my receipts to show you. What would you rather what would you rather see? Because I don't like politicians that play that race card shit and they tell you and they talk to you in your face that old brother shit. Oh, brother, they doing this brother, brother, sister, sister, brother, 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 sister, sister shit. I hate it. And whenever I see it and I got something to show that this motherfucker, like, come on, bro. I like to expose it. And then I could do the same thing. See, I'm getting mixed messages here. I'm getting mixed decisions. I got the guys all saying New York. Okay, Mama Birch, Brenda Harris, AK-47, Angela Kenney say New York. Sean D. Nutter said a little bit of both. I don't know if I had that much time today, but I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go New York. Mama Birch said New York, damn it. I don't want my ass whooped. I'm just playing. Flashback trauma. Did I ever tell y'all that Mama Birch whooped my ass by the laundromat one time? Did I ever tell y'all she gave me a wedgie and sent my ass home? And when I got home, my mama whooped my ass again. Like, well, what did you do? Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter. You got another one coming from me. I ever tell y'all that shit? Mama Birch abused me, y'all. AK-47 is spending my money. AK-47 is spending my time. Okay, my time is my money. So what she says is, E-Man is off today. You can cook. What? How you know I got an extra hour? I'm just kidding about Mama Birch. Mama Birch didn't whoop my ass, but she got my ass whooped. Mama Birch was a snitch. I'm just playing. She gonna hate me. And my brother's Darnell, he ain't gonna care. See, you can't say certain shit about people mama, because boy, they'll send their son at your ass. He ain't gonna care. He know I'm telling the truth. Back in the day, you say something about somebody mama, boy, we had young mamas. We had young mamas, boy. Your mama get violated out in the street, said something dumb or some shit, they go get their sons. Who remember that shit? Whoop his ass, Rand. Whoop his ass. Disrespectful little mother. I had one of them type of mamas, man. I'm telling you. My mama was cool, but sometimes, bro. What laundromat was that, Mama Birch? What street was that? Armory? Right off of Lynn. See, that's what's great about this show. It's so much family on real family. It's people that remember me as a child. They could stop me in my tracks if I'm talking some bullshit. They could stop me right in broad daylight and be like, nah, you violating, bro. You saying the wrong shit. That ain't right. You lying, you ain't live downtown. Where was you at, nigga? Where was you at? She said on Armory. You ain't from here. You grew up like Fame and them likes to try to throw me out there. Or like Jesse. They'll be like, bro, you grew up in the suburbs. What? You better ask some people. Donna, where I grow up. Donna from the suburbs. Donna was a weekend. She was a weekend hood rat. Sorry, Donna. Sorry, I'm not trying to cancel my real friends, my real people, my real family. Donna is my family. Donna, my family. Donna is like my aunt too. Shit. Her little nephew was my best friend growing up. Donna would come down the way home for a couple days, go her ass back to them pretty homes that they grew up in, come down and be a part-time hood rat with us. I don't know. I have to tell the truth. I can't stop telling the truth now. But she was good people. Donna was a snitch too. All the old people around us. Look, snitching started when we was growing up. Y'all didn't know that. Snitching started in the motherfucking 80s. Heavy. Snitching started heavy. Everybody told your mama on you. That's why I'm built like I'm built. I'm built to tell. This is why I tell the leaders in our community, you want to end the shit that you see going on in the streets with these teenagers? Why y'all picking on the soft targets? Why y'all going to the police station and carrying signs and protesting and shit? All you gotta do is go to one of their mama's house. That's how it was when we was kids. Look, do you really think my mama was okay or cool with me? Do you think I wouldn't have got my ass whooped if she would have known I was at Lazarus or Chilato's back then, stealing bags, going to come up on selling them on the market? You think my mama would have been okay with that? You think it would have been cool with my mother knowing that I sold a little weed in here and there in school and sold weed at church? My mama didn't know. If somebody would have told, that would have been my ass. That would have been my ass. And there was a few that did. Mama Birch, LaDonna. I call her Donna. Y'all snitching started back then. You ain't seen a motherfucker snitching until they had to go tell your mama back in the 80s. Now, y'all think these cats that be in front of the feds be snitching? They be saving their ass. That make a little bit more sense. You snitching to save your ass from going to the penitentiary for 10 years. That kind of makes sense to me. But what don't make sense to me is why you just go tell my mama on some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. Them ain't your bags at Lazarus I just stole. Shillitoes ain't paying you to tell on me. We up at Channel 48 playing and shit. That's our business. That car barely missed me, but that's okay. I survived. You ain't got to go tell my mama I'm running all out in the street and shit. Stop snitching. You about to get me put on punishment. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on New York because I gave you my word that I would get my receipts out. Before I do that, let's go to the phone lines real fast. Let me see what I got here. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got the phone lines hooked up. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Fame Rothstein. How are you doing, Wyatt?
Hey, Fame. How you doing today, brother?
I'm absolutely outstanding.
What's happening, bro? I'm sorry. I was taking a sip of my Pepsi.
Oh, that's all good.
I got Pepsi today, Fame, because the haters told me
what?
that. Well, I got Pepsi today because the haters told me that Coca-Cola it got kicked out of Skyline and it's racist. So I thought I would try Pepsi today.
But they wasn't lying to you.
Okay, maybe that was you with that crazy breakdown.
You gosh darn right it was.
Okay, so I'm drinking Pepsi. So does that mean I'm black now?
Yeah, exactly. You know, like Biden said.
Uh-oh. Damn, Fame. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Hold on, Fame. Fame, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry about that. You said just like Biden, and then the phone went out on me. I apologize on that one, brother.
Yeah, like Biden said, you ain't black if you don't drink Pepsi.
Sounds like something that he would say.
You know what I mean? But
you ain't black if you don't drink Pepsi.
You ain't black if you know. It's been it's etched in stone, so we can read it.
So now let me ask you this
historical.
though. Let me ask you this though, Fame. This is a true story. I mean, true little situation. What does it mean when my grandmother was raised? When I was raised by my grandmother, she drank Coca-Cola all the time. But then my mother, when I was raised downtown, my grandmother raised me on Coca-Cola. Then when I moved to the Bay, my mama always sent me to the store to get a Coke, to get a Pepsi in the tall bottle, the 10-cent bottle joint. She would send me to the store to get a pack of Virginia Slims with menthols and a Pepsi almost every damn day.
Well, without having met either one of those women, I would probably give an educated guess and say that your grandmother was trying to be like the Joneses.
Oh, okay. She was playing rich in the hood, huh? She was playing rich
exactly.
in 1335 John Street. We had the top floor. It was like being on the top of the, when you get the top floor, shit, you can overlook the ghetto, the hood and shit, and you might think you special.
Exactly.
Okay,
and
I
there
get
you
it.
go. She's up in the
bougie ass
penthouse in the
grandmama,
project.
huh? My bougie ass fourth floor ass grandmama.
Exactly. And then your mom,
okay.
she probably was in the projects living, doing what they doing, what they say, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that got her on Pepsi. So I grew up on both, but I choose Coke, to be honest with
you. And who's your neighbor?
I don't know. I mean, what do you mean?
Dr.
Dr. Who?
Dr.
That's about what it sounds like. I'll be honest with you, doctor.
You see what I'm saying?
He is a
So
brain
you
surgeon.
living like you're in Rome. You're doing what the Romans do.
No, I was drinking Coke before I got to Rome, my man. Trust me, I was. I was drinking Coke when me and my wife was eating $5 hot and ready's.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was drinking Coca-Cola when me and my wife was living on $5 large pizzas at Little Caesars, bro. We ate Little Caesars every day.
Yeah. I mean, well, we know that, you know, through me 4 years of listening to you and everybody else, however long they've been listening, you know, you do trend toward bougie a little bit.
I'm far from bougie.
Shit.
What?
Shit.
What,
Listen, I ain't called to talk about that.
All right,
We can
what you
talk about
call to
that
talk
some other
about?
day.
'Cause
But you are slightly bougie, okay?
am I bougie or bougie? Which one is it? Am I bougie or
If I
bougie?
saying bougie is the bougie way of saying that you are bougie.
Oh
You
shit.
bougie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's ghetto fabulous bougie.
Okay, bro. Whatever. All right, I'll take that.
You know.
I'm gonna hit you with a Muhammad Ali. If bougie is good, then that's me. Okay. Okay.
I never said it was bad.
Well, you said bougie. I don't know what bougie is, but I think you mean bougie, right? So
bougie, yes, bourgeois.
okay. So what I'm gonna say to that is this simple. If I'm bourgeois, whatever it is, the other one, the one that's wrong. If I'm that, if it's good, then I am that. How about that?
I never said it was negative. I just said it's a character trait of yours.
All right, bro. So what? What you call for, bro? Like I know you got something on your mind.
Oh, I got you know, there was some drama in the group, some light drama. You know, one lady called a group of kids MFers.
Who did that?
I forget which one it was. But you know, my ass got so chapped, I kind of, you know, was like, wait a minute now. You know, we can't be talking like that to the children.
Well, you know the children talk like that, Fame.
Huh?
You know the children talk like that, don't
you? Do we have to stoop to their level?
Yeah, sometimes you do.
Shouldn't we bring them up? You know, they're still grown ass men your age, you know, between me and your ages, and they'll wear a Patrick Mahomes jersey to a steakhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Grown ass 50-year-old men out here dressing in hip hop, you know, like these kids.
I agree. I don't like that either.
You know, step out of that. Grow up, show the kids. That's why the kids don't respect you, because you act like them.
I agree.
You know, that's part of it. You know, and calling a check, you know, that's why you said the black community, two biggest problems are what? Race and religion?
Yeah, I think that's one of the divides. I think that's a divide.
Well, then the third problem is the way we treat our youth.
I can't really argue with that. I can't
I
argue
mean, even you on this show have called them some badass kids.
Well,
you know,
there are such things as
negativity.
But wait a minute,
we cannot
Fame.
talk to our children like that. They're the future.
Hold on, Fame. So, are you suggesting there's no badass kids out here?
I didn't say that.
But so why is it a problem that wait a minute? Why is it a problem when I reference kids as being bad when they truly are?
Because words matter.
Okay, I ain't talking to them.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to us. Them kids ain't listening to this.
That are gonna take
what
that
badass kid? Wait a minute, hold on. What badass kid is listening to Wyatt Live right now as we speak? Who are you defending and have them call right now saying, yeah, you hurt my feelings, Wyatt, when you called us a badass kid. Have them call right now. Every one of them that call and say they watch the show, I'll give them $100.
Okay, I'll have them call you tomorrow. Okay. They might be off of spring break.
Okay.
You know, I got to find them. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, I don't generally hang around misguided kids, because by the time they reach me, by the time they get done with me, they're no longer misguided.
Well, you know what? Take your ass down to Fountain Square and guide some of them kids that need guidance. How about that?
You know what? I just might do that one day and take a video of it and you know, and show it to y'all. Show y'all the proper way to handle children.
Yeah, absolutely,
you know
bro.
I mean?
Please take the camera down there. But let's be honest. Let's be fair, and let's keep it 100. Okay, let's do it like this. Go down there and do what you do. Videotape it. And you have to show it to us no matter what the outcome is. Now, if you get
yeah,
one
no
and they have a
edit,
Jesus,
everything.
wait a minute, if you get one and they have a Jesus moment with your ass, you see what I'm saying? Like they sit down and want to pray with you, brother. If they want to do that with you, you show it. I will praise you and I will clap hands and I'll be down for all that. But now, if you get down there and one of them slap you in the back of the head because you said some dumb shit to them, I gotta see that too.
No filter, no edits, no edit at all.
No
I
editing.
promise, I will show it to you.
Okay.
You know, the next
But you know
decent
what?
day.
You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna delete the video. You know why I know you're gonna
No,
delete?
I'm not.
Yes, you will. You know how I know you're gonna delete? Because you're smart enough to do that. You know how I know you're gonna delete the video, Fame? Because after that kid slap you in the back of the motherfucking head, you're gonna try to kill him. I know you are, and
No,
you won't want no evidence of that because you're a smart guy. And I know that's what you would do. If one of them kids down there punched you or hit you in the head or did some crazy shit to you, bro, you know your ass dropping the camera and you fighting.
no, the violent days is gone. I'm gonna tell the young kid, it's like, hey, I didn't deserve that.
You know what? You just might do that too. You just might do that, and they gonna jump your ass like they jumped that 15-year-old kid. I'm telling you, you back
Well,
away from a fight from one of them, bro. You're gonna be meat in you're gonna be meat in the ocean for some sharks. They're gonna beat your
oh,
ass, take your cell phone, and tell you, get your punk ass out of here, old head. That's what they're gonna do.
they're gonna say, you know what? You're right, sir.
Yeah,
When you
right.
talk to them properly.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
see,
All
that's
right.
why I go in the group and get cussed out, you know, because I tell the group, like, hey, you know, the only people that hates kids are black people. They call me all type of names, these people, but Tommy Sotomayor been telling black women how to talk to kids for 10 years and they made $1 million out of it. But me, I get cussed out for it. And then I go into the group today and there's case in point.
Okay, fine. So why don't you go down there, bro, and do that?
I said I am on the next nice day. I promise I will. I swear to effing God I am.
They might be able to use you in Indianapolis too, bro.
The next, I say I don't know the Indianapolis people.
You know the
I don't know their
people here.
energy.
You know the Cincinnati people though. You know them
I know
kids.
the Cincinnati energy.
No,
I know the Cincinnati energy. I
it's
don't know the energy of Indiana.
it's all the same.
You know those kids mad. Those kids mad about a whole bunch of different other shit
No,
that I don't know about.
it's all the same.
Mm-mm.
The kids in every city is pretty much they going through the same thing. They doing the same stuff, bro. If
Yeah,
and
but
all you got to do,
Indiana's a little more, a little more stringent, a little tougher. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, well, for lack of a better word, it's more Republicanish. You know, they're gonna be a little tougher on kids out there.
well,
You know, now 7 and 12-year-olds getting shot. That's like some shit I ain't got nothing to do with. I don't know nothing about that. That I don't know what happened there. Something sound like somebody got a hold of their parents' gun as they're getting jumped.
but it sounds just like the stuff that happens in a bunch of situations with a bunch of kids are not being, not being controlled or not being, held accountable or disciplined. It sounds the same to me, bro. I mean, you think that situation in Indianapolis sound any different than St. Louis or Chicago or Cincinnati? Or I mean, they all sound the same. It's the same situation. It's all it's
7 and 12-year-olds, yeah, that's a little extreme. Like, what happened here?
I mean, we had 7 and 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds getting shot. I don't
I
like
can't
to
remember
say
one
it.
offhand.
Oh, I
I'm not saying
can.
it didn't happen. I just don't remember one offhand in the city of Cincinnati.
Oh man, shit, I can remember one a few months ago. You don't remember the 7-year-old getting shot down there by in City West during the parade, or not the parade, but during the
Oh,
I'm sorry, huh?
was he a target or innocent bystander?
Well, I don't know, but I know what the story was. I can't tell you if he was, I can't tell you if he was involved in some things, but I know the 13-year-old got shot, and I've seen some innocent ones. Yeah, they got caught up in some drive-bys down at Washington Park, but that's all the same. I'm not talking about 12 and 13-year-olds getting shot, you know, on purpose. I mean, that's not my argument. My argument is it happens to them because of what's going on in the environment. I don't know if it's intentional, if they were part of the, if they were part of the fight. I don't know. But I know that they get hit by bullets, and that's the only thing that I'm really concerned about.
Yeah. Again, like I said, it sounds like that kid was a innocent bystander there with their older sibling
You
or
mean you
cousin
mean the story
who
that
was
you don't
who
remember?
was the target.
You mean the story that you don't remember? I mean, he probably could have been hit, you know.
I can't imagine a 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10-year-old going to go get a gun to blast somebody.
I can't either, but it happens.
You know, nah. Well, other than that, what the little boy who shot his teacher in Virginia. We're talking about Cincinnati. Our kids are a little smarter,
Okay, if you say so.
a little more humane than these other places.
If you say so. I
I
don't
tend to
agree with
feel
that
that.
100. I just think that maybe it hasn't happened that you can remember, but I think kids that do unfortunately, I just think that it don't matter where you from, it's where you at. And I don't think that I think the Chicago kids might be a little tougher because the situation might be a little worse, but I know there's some Cincinnati kids that got the same kind of, if you want to call it, courage as some Chicago kids. I mean, I don't think that it's 21, 25, and 30-year-olds doing drive-bys. I think there's 14 and 15-year-olds running around stealing cars, breaking into cars, and they're shooting. They're shooting. I think they have just as much courage. I don't say that to be like, I don't want to brag about it. I just think that street kids are street kids no matter what street they own.
Yeah, but again, the operative word that you were saying was "I think." We don't know that for a fact.
I didn't live in a few places in my life, Fame, and I'm gonna tell you something. The news ain't different. The news is all the same in different cities, bro. It's all the same.
Yes, I mean the inner city is the inner city. Yet,
It
like I
don't it
said,
don't
Cincinnati
necessarily
kids
it don't necessarily
are
have
a
to be
little
the inner
more.
city.
I don't know. I just don't see that in Cincinnati.
Well, I get what you're saying. You may not see it on a regular basis like you see it because maybe the population is not as big. But if you go to Chicago, that probably has twice or three times the amount of people, then bad things will happen more often. And with the conditions being a little worse, then yeah, it might be a little bit more on. It might be a regular based thing. But in Cincinnati, I think based on the population, I think it happens. In an occurrence of how it should. It's not an
But
everyday thing. I don't think so. No, but it
but
happens.
Chicago is an outlier if there ever was.
What do you mean?
You even said that yourself. You
Um,
said that yourself when you talk about Chicago.
I,
It's a little different out there because it's a little more dangerous or whatever. Chicago's an outlier.
Yeah, well,
Whatever.
what makes it a little bit more dangerous is probably just off the top of my head, just the population. Whenever you have more people, there's more incidents.
Well, you have more people bunched up on top of each other as well.
I guess you could look at it that way, but I don't know if yeah, I guess so. I guess having people stacked up on top of each other, that could be a thing as well, but I don't think that's what causes it. I don't think that causes the culture to do what it does. I think that's kind of like a built-in excuse a little bit, but that's just my opinion. Because we were stacked up
Oh,
on one another. We didn't kill each other.
well, that was the culture then. It was a different time, and I'm glad you brought up your childhood because when you were younger, I'm sure that old heads insulted you, didn't know you what would insult you. When your mom was older, they insulted her, your grandmother. I'm those older women of that generation, they were probably called humdingers, and people didn't even know them. Just because her skirt was slightly above her knee. Oh, look at that little humdinger.
Maybe so. But like
You
I
know what I'm
told you,
saying? Again, we're talking to kids effed up.
well,
We
who's
gotta
doing it?
stop talking to our children in an effed up manner.
Who's doing that?
Black people are the only people that want their kids to be fully polished adults by middle school. It's like, damn, let kids be kids. All those kids downtown in Cincinnati, all they did was gather. Didn't
Okay.
cause no problems. There was just a lot of them.
Okay, so that's your opinion, Fame. But what business do you run downtown Cincinnati that you feel like all those kids did was just run past your business and didn't affect your business at all, didn't have anything to do with your business, and just let them run around and do whatever they want to do? Do you have any interest in downtown Cincinnati that you feel that you can go in front of city council and say, hey, let kids be kids? My business was not affected down there. Just let them do what they do.
I don't have a business, but I conduct business down there, and the
Okay,
and the fact remains that a lot of children gathering is not a crime.
it's not a crime, but it depends on what they're doing. It's not a crime to stand downstairs. I mean, to stand downstairs downtown and just be there. It is when it's a curfew in city. It is a crime it's a violation of a curfew, maybe not necessarily a crime, but it's a violation of a curfew. And then on top of that, there are certain things that become violative when you are when there's 300, 400 kids downtown and they're hindering businesses. That is a problem. Because let me tell you something.
It's a crime. It's a crime if you report that somebody's keeping you out of your business, keeping you from walking into 4th Street Skyline or whatever's down there, McCormick and Schmidt. Then it's a crime. None of that was reported.
How do you know that?
You just had a group of kids.
Wait a minute, Fame. Let me ask you. Do you know for a fact that none of that was reported?
Yes.
No, you don't, Fame.
I have a no. Let me tell you what.
Fame, you don't.
It was not reported
it
was not reported on the news.
I'm trying
Had
to
it been
save
done, it would have been all over the news.
Fame,
like,
I'm trying
these little kids down here, a group of juveniles was downtown. Blah blah blah. People were complaining and writing complaints about how they weren't allowed to get into business because the kids were just too wild and rambunctious for them. That would have been top story. Just like when they actually put hands on people, it was top story. They didn't put hands on people. Now it's just a group of juveniles that were just gathering, but no crime.
All right. Is that so? You say that they were not committing any crimes or anything?
Do we have any reports of crime from yesterday or whenever the last time they gathered downtown?
Well, let me just say this. The reason why I asked you if you know that for a fact, and I wanted to hear your answer, is because, I kind of know for a fact that there was some reports of crime. And I was trying to tell you, like, slow down a little bit. I was trying to help. But you didn't hear on the news.
Then just like I'm gonna go downtown and film me talking to some youth, why don't you go downtown and pull some of those reports of those crimes that happened over the weekend?
I don't have to go
because
downtown.
The public record.
I don't have to go downtown. I could just watch the
news. Come on, where's the proof at?
Well, I'm about to tell you. You just cut me off.
Facts over feelings, Wyatt. Come on, B.
Bro, can you hear me? I'm about to tell you.
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, what I'm saying is I don't have to go downtown and watch and see those reports because it was clearly said on the news. The news said
I didn't see that report. I'm sorry.
I know you didn't, and that's why I wasn't tripping, and I wasn't gonna jump down your back and all that. I wasn't gonna jump on you for not knowing, but they clearly ran in a restaurant or was in the restaurant and they broke dishes and did some things, and that was reported in the news, and I'm sure they filed a police report on that. I'm sure they did.
I watch news every morning at 4:30. I saw none of that.
Well, maybe not. I don't know what news channel you watch, but I got the news channel right here that I tell you what, when we hang up, I'll let you watch it.
They was busting dishes.
Well, I'll let you watch it, and you decide on how you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that one because I didn't see
bro.
that.
Listen, man. I'm not a fan of making kids out to be. Look, I've already told you on the air, bro. Look, I'm not a fan of dissing kids. I'm really not. I'm more of a blame the parent and blame the adult in that kid's life. I told you we don't have a children problem. We have an adult problem. We have a parenting problem. We don't have a kid problem. A kid problem don't start until you have a bad parent. That's just my opinion. And then I get ate up for saying that, Fame. See, I get ate up because I believe that if you raise your kid right, now you're gonna always have. There's an exception to every rule, Fame. Okay, there's an exception to every rule. You can give a millionaire kid, everything they have, and the kid could end up on drugs. He can end up doing criminal activity. All kids don't make the best decisions, but you get a kid that's raised properly, that child has much more chance of going through life without ever getting in trouble. And I'm not saying not having difficulties in life, but I'm talking about interacting with the law, being arrested, doing drugs. It all comes from how you're raised. Nobody is an isolated kid that doesn't have any access to internet, parents, and all that, and they just wake up every day a badass kid. Most bad kids are influenced somewhere. And it's up to a parent to keep them in the better environments where the influence comes from better influences. There's a good thing, there's a good influence, and there's a bad influence. What are you going to put your kids in?
Oh, the good influence. I mean,
I didn't mean you so say. I didn't mean
100% accurate.
I didn't mean you so say. Per se, I didn't mean you. I'm just saying, like, if you really look at the situations, I mean, like I said, there's an exception to every rule, Fame. There's going to be a kid that had everything handed to him, see, that's a problem right there. But a kid that had everything that was accessible to him to be successful, him or her to be successful, that kid could possibly make some bad decisions in life where he end up in the penitentiary. Yeah, that can happen. But that's not, if you go look at the penitentiary right now, that's not, you're not going to find that many kids in the penitentiary that fit that mold.
Yeah, this is fact. But most of the bad decisions they'll make will be the people they hang with.
Exactly.
That'll be the worst decision they make.
Exactly. I agree with you.
But like I said, I just feel like some positive reinforcement on our children, instead of the constant nagging and angry tones,
but
and
you got to understand
disrespectful language
Fame,
about them.
Fame, you got.
I just don't feel like
Fame,
it defeats the purpose.
But Fame, here's what I think. I think here's the disconnect. I think you're right, but I think the disconnect comes in at this part. You want us to be nice and steady and cool and calm, cool, collective, and be passive with the kids that we consider to be bad. We are that way with kids that do the right shit. So how do you discipline, or how do you treat a kid that's just ignorant towards authority, ignorance towards the right things to do in life, has no leadership, no guidance or anything in their life because they don't want it? How do you fix those kids without being somewhat, at a certain point, you just got to throw your hands up in the air. You can give it all the effort you want to fix those kids, but everybody's not wanting to be fixed, bro. It's like a drug addict. You do know that, right? Drug addicts will hit your rock bottom, but you can't make them stop smoking dope because of your rock bottom. They got to hit their rock bottom.
You see what I'm saying? Whatever deity you worship, if that deity puts you in the presence of that kid, it is your solemn duty to bring that kid up.
If what? Say that first part again, bro. I didn't hear that.
If whatever deity that you worship, whatever God, whatever religion you're under, if they put you whether it's through circumstance, happenstance, whatever, if you're put in front of that child, it is your duty as an adult to do what you should do, the best you can, and everything you can in your power to give that kid the proper options.
I agree with you, Fame, but here's the thing. Everybody's not going to be that savior. All right. And that means that same person that's not a savior may not be the same person that's out here saying anything bad either. They just don't participate one way or the other. They just not involved.
But then you're not one of God's people.
Say it again.
Then those people obviously ain't one of God's people.
See, that's a ridiculous take, bro. That's a ridiculous take.
I'm sorry you disagree.
I just think that's ridiculous.
It seems to me, giving stewardship to children, people our age need to do on a regular.
So now let me ask
naturally.
you, Fame, let me ask you a question. If logically, thinking the way you just thought about that logically, would you set that same blame toward the parent versus everybody else who's out here who didn't birth that child? Why don't you have that same energy toward the parent versus everybody else out here? We didn't have that child.
Because that's criminal. I can't go to a random kid and say, hey, where you stay at? But if I see you in your presence, hey, man, why are you smoking weed in public? Well, don't do that, brother.
Well,
I'm not going to tell you not to do that.
I don't have a problem. Fame, honestly, brother, I don't have a problem with that approach. I've done it before. I done did it to a guy at the mall who bigged me up and said, thank you, brother. I didn't even think of it that way, man. I appreciate it. At the shoe store, I gave that story a long time ago. But I also did that shit when I seen a 30-year-old little dude get out of a car full of smoke, and he had a little 3 or 4-year-old girl with him, and he got out full of weed smoke. And when I said something to him about it, the dude was ready to knock my head off, which I understand that too. Get out my business, OG. I get that.
Well, he's with his kids. That's a different.
No, the other dude was with his kid too. The other guy that stepped up to me and was like, hey, man, I appreciate it, OG. I wasn't even thinking about it. What I say in front of my son is if I call his mother a bitch and ain't shit ass and all that old shit in front of him, you're right, OG. That's how he gonna feel about his mama. And when I addressed him about it in the shoe store, he pulled, he lightweight looked at me like I was crazy for saying something, but at the same time, he appreciated it. And he gave me pound and he bigged me up like, oh, gee, thank you, man. I ain't even never really thought about that. That's one way. But I also have ran into a situation where I said something to a young man because he was doing some shit in front of his daughter that I felt I was out of line probably. But somebody said in here like, okay, That guy almost knocked my head off. He wanted to fight me for that shit. It wasn't no being the OG. He just thought I was being in some other shit. But look, let me show you what Black Not Democrat, what Drop just said. He said, Fame Rothstein believes in the it takes a village theory. I don't have a problem with that. Fame really does believe in it takes a village because he's part of the village. But what you don't understand is this, Fame. We all might, there ain't too many people cut from that cloth anymore, brother. The village has to understand what the village purpose and point is. We don't have a village anymore. Do you see these 35-year-old mamas out here acting like a village? Do you see these parents working together to raise a community? No,
yeah,
you don't.
They act as part of the village that they're a part of. And you have to explain to them, it ain't gonna happen just one time. You have to explain to them there's a bigger village, a wider village that you need to be a part of.
Well,
This, that little sub village you're a part of, that ain't it. The brother who's ready to knock your head off, you say, hey, brother, if I offended you, I'm sorry. Here's my math. If you ever want to talk, this is my real cell phone number. Shit,
man,
you can call me anytime on this if you because somebody's trying to give you some proper good advice, and for you to react like that, you got something going on.
Well,
and I want to see if I can help you with it.
Well, Fame,
I'm gonna walk away from you, but I want you to be safe, young fella.
Yeah, that sound all good. That sound all good.
Ralph things about positivity. I'm outside. It's a little hot. I need to get back inside.
All right, brother.
Get home, get to the air conditioning. So instead of howling at y'all, since we talking about kids, I'm gonna give you my old school sound off.
Yeah, you blocking. You sound just like the offensive lineman that you are, blocking for what's really right. That was an offensive lineman block. Blocking and shit for idiots. Y'all know some of these kids, man, can't be fixed. You just don't want to say it. I got the courage to say it. It's the truth. Some of these kids are not going to, they don't want to be fixed because the lifestyle they live in, they think that's what it's supposed to be. They're okay with that lifestyle. They think they cool with uncle. His uncle in the joint. His uncle, his cousin, his people in the joint. That ain't shit to him. I had a young man tell me one time when I was doing my thing of trying to help the community. He said, Wyatt, I don't give a fuck. Now, this is his words, not mine. We didn't have our little long out conversation. The jail ain't for you. It ain't for bro. You know what this little dude told me, man? I don't give a fuck about going to jail. Man, I'm 18 years old. The most time they can give me is 10 years. I'll be 28 when I get out of jail. How you gonna fix somebody like that? Nigga, you did a whole decade. Like, you just act like a decade is nothing in a person's life. And you said it like it ain't in the prime of your life. Like, I would love to be 18 to 28, somewhere in that grip again, knowing what I know. But how you gonna tell somebody who tell you right to your face, I'm going to murder somebody, and did it, that 10 years of their life ain't really nothing? Now, for y'all that ain't never been around people like that, I have. I got people in jail right now that I know that I tried to help that's doing dimes and 20s. I can't help them. I couldn't help them. They was going to do what they was going to do. But you sitting back here trying to act like you some Wizard of Oz behind the curtain and shit, and you about to change the mentality. That ain't how it happened, Fame. Because these little boys, these little dudes out here pulling the curtain, and they see, bro, the shit you talking about, Oz, ain't nothing. I go do a dime. That ain't shit to me. But I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect me. What? You will give up 10 years of your life because a motherfucker disrespected you? And now y'all gonna hate me, ladies, for saying this. But they got some plumb dumb fools in the penitentiary. And I know, boy, I'm about to pay for saying this shit because a couple of them probably listening. It ain't nothing worse than a dude sitting in the penitentiary right now doing 10 years because of some shit some girl didn't say it. Ricky disrespected me at the club the other night. He know I'm with you. And he was trying to come on me. He was saying all this old shit. And he was like, fuck Ricky. Ricky ain't nobody. Ricky ain't got as much money as me. Fuck Ricky. Ricky ain't shit. Ricky ain't been shit since we was in the 3rd grade. He was just disrespecting you, Ricky. He was disrespecting you. And then Ricky catch up with his ass out on the block. Ricky don't give a shit about the dime he about to do for murdering this dude because he was being disrespectful. You gonna fix that? Fame, keep that camera on. Because I'm gonna see Ricky knock you in your motherfucking head. Ricky don't care about jail. Pretty Ricky he got a spot. His people up there. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was I don't give a shit ass dude, my cousins and my family on this page right now, they know this to be as real as it can be. I had cousins and family that was in the joint. And if I would have ever gone, I ain't gonna say no names, but if I've ever would have gone to jail, I'd have been all right. Some of them on here now. They tell you, nobody gonna fuck with you, cuz. We good. We gonna shoot ball all day and make breaks. Nigga, we gonna run a store. You know, they in there entrepreneuring. Got stores and hitting licks off motherfucking pads and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like motherfucking Dolly Robinson cupcakes and shit. Running stores and goofy shit. They do that shit. Motherfucker, I had a store locked up. What you mean? Yeah, I had it locked, motherfucker. I had it locked up. Nigga, you come to the joint with me. They almost made me want to go. Like, we could tie some shit up in there, man. We could lock up the block. We'll be getting paid. You know, Mike Epps said it best. He said, boy, these old heads ain't shit. They'd be bragging up on the joint like it's the place to be. And that's what a lot of these kids are. While Fame out there telling a kid, get your shit together. College is right ahead on you. He got an uncle that he looked up to that had already been to the penitentiary 10 years, and when he came home, everybody praised him. Now that same uncle got a pocket full of money, and he looked down on working class people. Do you know what's going against you trying to fix a motherfucker that everybody, they didn't already programmed him to be who he gonna be? And you sitting back trying to be the wizard behind the curtain? Come on, bro. I'm not saying give up. I'm saying start before. Don't deal with them. Go get the guys that stand a chance. Get the people that stand a chance. Make them better. Put your energy towards somebody that you know gonna do something. Fixing something and you don't know what you fixing? Would you take a car to a shop and an engine light ain't on? Would you try to fix a car? Like, I just bought this car 2 weeks ago. I'm about to take it to the shop. They'll find something wrong. Fuck it. Let's just take it to the shop. Fuck it. I'm going to take it to Tire Discounter. I just bought this car right off the lot, right off the showroom floor a month ago. But I'm going to Tire Discounter. I need me some brand new tires. Fuck it. Let's just fix these tires that's brand new. Go get a kid. Open up opportunities for kids that's going in the right path. Because somebody already got them other kids. It's just not you. Let me go to the phone line before I get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What up, Wyatt? This is Drop Squad 52, also known as Black Not Democrat. How you doing?
What's good, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. That conversation with you and Fame for the last, I would say, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That it was good. Okay, it's something. Because I'm looking at the comments from the people in the chat, right? You know, the usuals, Mary Birch, Preston Smith, Regina Griffin, you know, AK-47, LaDonna Howard.
My family, all of them. I ain't heard a bad name yet.
but see, again, that's why I always give a shout out to Faye Rothstein. Okay. Because the brother is on the cutting edge of Black culture.
Really?
And like you said, two things can be right at the same time. All Black voices matter, not just the ones that people tell you that matter. So again, Wyatt, the village is not what it used to be. And I'm sure Fame knows that. But see, Fame is part of it because he officiates and he referees youth athletics, high school sports. Mm-hmm. So he's connected to the community. He sees what can happen to a black kid coming from a certain community where he's already labeled, and how sports and activities can help him become a productive human being. That don't mean he still can't get caught up in some shit because of peer pressure.
I understand.
But, right. But again, when y'all two be talking, especially you, Wyatt, you man, bro, your shit, even though I was born in 1960 and you were born in what, 74?
84. Get the shit right.
Stop lying. My daughter was born in 1980, Negro.
Hey man, if you're gonna come on here, you got to talk shit. You got to talk my shit. You gonna come on here. You got to talk my shit. No, I'm just kidding. I was born. Don't worry about it. I was born. Go ahead. I was born.
I know, but see, this is my point, Wyatt. You and Fame from Cincinnati, Ohio, the Midwest, right?
Born and raised, baby.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan, the Midwest. Born and raised, okay? I've been out here in California. My ex-wife from California. I've been out here since the 80s. Black folks are the same everywhere, Wyatt. If you come from a certain black community, it's the way of thinking, how you respond is pretty much the same. But it's starting to change since the 90s, Wyatt. Because these three things, and then I'm going to go.
Okay.
And these facts can be verified. You may know them off the top of your head. In 1990, the average age of childbirth was 23 years old. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is just all the everybody, or if it's broken down black, white, or whatever. But this is the number. Average age, 23 years old. 2011, average age, 25. 2020, average age, 27.
Wait a minute. Let me understand this. Are you saying those are the average birth of the mother?
The average age of the woman giving birth.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Can you say those numbers again for me?
1990, 23 years old.
Okay.
2011,
okay.
25 years old.
Okay.
2020, 27 years old.
Okay.
And I think the latest is 30.
It makes sense to me.
Okay, so the kids that we're talking about right now, as well as the parents, were kids in the 90s. Okay. If I'm doing the math right.
Yeah, about right. Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
That's about right. It's like 18-year difference.
Yeah.
On average.
Okay.
Okay, so if you remember what the 90s were like.
Oh, I do.
Okay. And the impact the 90s had on the black family.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
It makes sense why we're having these discussions about which city had 13-year-old kids being murdered, either as victims or innocent bystanders of black on black crime. That's what y'all was talking about.
Well, in a certain sense we were, but
yes, y'all were talking about black communities. Y'all always talk about black people. Y'all don't be talking about white people.
Well, some of us do. Some of us do, because people make those type of accusations, and I'm the first one to say, white people do that same shit. I say that all the time. I know a lot of people believe that the only people on this planet are, black people, and then there's those evil white people that don't have anything in common with us. But I see it as an opposite. Because what I tell people is this, drop, and then I'll let you have the floor. If you do the statistics, if you go to any state penitentiary, there's going to be more white people than there are black people in that penitentiary. And you could say population, it's because of the population, but no, let's leave the population count out. Let's just use what people do to get to the penitentiary. It don't matter how many people are in the world, it's the activity of the people, to make my point. All right, so there's just as many, if not more, white people on in the penitentiary and on welfare and all that shit. Because I understand that it's a classism thing and not so much a race thing. We have been raised to believe everything is racist and this and this and that. I just think differently, because the same shit that black people do, not what we've been through, but the same shit we do to go to the penitentiary, white people do it too.
Right, because we're all Americans. We're all part of the capitalistic system. But the only caveat,
and a failed parent. and
Okay.
failed parents.
The only caveat I would add to that is it depends on if it's a federal penitentiary or state penitentiary when it comes to the ethnic makeup.
So
That's
yeah,
all.
okay.
That's all I would add. That's all I would add.
What do you mean by that? So what you're saying is which one do you think has more black people or and white people in it? Do you think that the population in the federal penitentiaries are predominantly white and the states are predominantly black? Because that's not accurate.
Yes.
That's not
Yes.
accurate. They're both
Yes.
predominantly white. Where do you get those stats
No,
from?
no. I'm talking about the number of black people in both institutions. Obviously, it's going to be more white than both.
Yeah. Okay,
But
I
I'm
see what you're
talking
saying.
about
I
the
see what you're saying, bro.
presence of black people.
Yeah, there's going to be more. There's going to be
non-white.
Yeah, there's going to be less black people in federal penitentiaries compared to state. That's what you're saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I was
That's a
at.
fair assessment. That's true. I would say that that's
Okay.
true.
All right. So again, like I said, Wyatt, the daughters that you're raising will be the parents moving forward. Okay.
Okay.
So again, the percentage of men like you and Fame, because both of y'all was born around the same time, maybe Fame a little bit younger than you.
Yeah, but we different. We different. I'm just playing.
Y'all different.
I'm giving him a hard time. I'm just
y'all different.
We just different.
But again, in our society, if all they saw was both of y'all faces, you remember Jay-Z's album 444?
I do.
And his song, The OJ Story?
I do.
The hook was still nigga. So what I'm saying is the differences and all the different voices that are being projected out there because of social media is very important at this time when we have the parents that we have of these children that y'all talking about. So before I go, Wyatt, I just want to comment on the LSU Tiger, Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball Elite 8 game that took place last night. Wyatt, I used to officiate high school basketball in Southern California at a high level.
I remember.
And I'm telling you, from the time when I started refereeing in 2001 and observing women's basketball to what I witnessed last night from Angel Reese, who had, I think she had like 17 or 18 points, 21 rebounds.
She ended up with 20 rebounds, but okay.
20 rebounds.
Okay.
And you were talking about earlier how it was a bad call that gave her her fifth foul.
I thought it was.
But you forget the other foul that kept her in the game. When the replay clearly shows that she fouled that girl in the post.
I know.
But they gave it to her teammate.
I know.
I used to do the same thing when I refereed.
She even knew she fouled her and she knew it was over.
Let me tell you, okay? A block charge is a 50-50 call. I don't care who's involved, okay? It's 50-50. The ref can decide how he wants to make that call. And sometimes, depending on who's involved in that call, the ref makes the choice.
Okay.
So I just want to say, Wyatt, the future of women's basketball is unbelievable. When you got these women playing the way they played and looking the way they look, Wyatt, they got eyelashes, they got weaves, they got full makeup on, and they still balling.
Yeah, that absolutely kind of is one of the comical things about this shit to me. I don't want them to go out there just looking rough or dry or needing a perm or no shit like that. That ain't what I'm saying. But to go out there looking like you about to do some centerfold modeling shit, or I think some of them go over the top. There's some girls out there that do it perfect.
Want me to tell you why?
Why?
It's the stigma that's connected to women's basketball. And basically all women athletics, and that's the LGBTQ curse. So if you heterosexual and you want it to be known when you out there balling, I'm straight,
Yeah. But there's girls. Wait a minute, hold on,
all day long.
Hold on, no drop. I believe that there's girls out there that look girly that are actually, that they like same sex. I
No,
think
that's not what I'm saying. I'm
no,
talking
what
about commenting to what you said about it appears to be overcompensating. And
yeah.
I'm telling you, this stems from shit going back to the 80s.
Yeah,
They
because
did a documentary about it.
Cheryl Miller would have never went out there looking like that.
But Candace Parker, one of the best female analysts in the NBA and college basketball, and a Hall of Famer, she's a lesbian.
Yeah, she's
with
a
a
cute
family.
One. She's cute. She's cute as hell.
Okay,
though.
but my point is, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. That's my point.
I get
but,
it. I get
but
it.
like you said, I think that's just one black man's opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
I do have one thing I gotta say.
Referee basketball and knew a lot of players.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big stigma. A lot of the heterosexual women did not like that people automatically assumed
that they were gay. I get it.
That they were gay. I mean, think
it.
about the unwanted approaches.
Absolutely.
That would come from groupies thinking just because you on this team that you get down like that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So
I get it. But I got to say something to you about that call, though, if you don't mind. I know I can't tell you anything about refereeing because the only time I refereed anything was in the boys' club days, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just a senior at the boys' club, and
you just wanted to wear the stripes. So
yeah,
why?
Well, they put the striped shirt on me, but more importantly, I just wanted to blow the whistle. You know what I mean? Because the motherfucker blew the whistle on me all the time, so I just wanted to blow the whistle. So that all being said, let me just say this to you, Fame. Excuse me, Drop. You said that, and I think Fame and I were talking about this. You said something about that charging call was a 50-50 call. I can't tell you anything about how to be a ref. Guys, I'm going to move on. I just want to make this point with Drop, and we're going to piece Drop out because he got to go. He said it. Shot clock. I heard the shot clock. But listen, here's the thing, bro. It might be a 50-50 call, and I can't tell you how to be a referee, and you're probably right. It's a 50-50 call for a referee. But, bro, it's not a 50-50 call to me when the defender is clearly moving during the contact. The defender moved to the spot of contact and was still moving when the contact happened. Their feet were still moving. To me, that's not a charge. But like to the point that you made, the play before that or sometime before that, Angel Reese actually fouled out a minute and a half prior to that with that over the back thing. You remember that play that she actually fouled out then, and they gave the foul to the other person. So to be honest with you, I'm not that mad. I'm not mad because I know she did that a minute and a half ago. All right. I'm not angry. I was just tripping off the people who wanted to make it a white team versus a black team, and that the black team, if they lose, they were going to get cheated. And I think you're going to, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, that was a makeup call. Maybe
but Wyatt, the game wasn't close, okay? It was not close.
It was close down the end. It was coming there.
No, that last 5 minutes. That last 5 minutes, it was not.
Yeah. They took off on their ass, but it was getting close. Here's the problem. I said it earlier. I don't think you was watching the show. I said you can be down 11 with 2 minutes on the clock, and you can be as good as you can be. You can score every drive down the court. That don't mean you gonna win, because what they had a problem with was this. Even if they came down and Flo Joe hit the shot, or if they gave it to Angel Reese and we had the shot, it don't mean nothing with 2 minutes on the clock and you down 11, but you can't stop the other team. Every time Iowa came down the court, they scored. So it don't matter if you scoring every time as if you behind. The thing is you got to play defense. You got to stop them, and your score has to count to knock down the deficit. It can't just count to keep you at an 11 point deficit. That makes no sense. Their defense didn't come down the stretch with them, and Iowa just wasn't missing shots. In that last 2 minutes, bro, the last 5 minutes, they took off on them and got that 11, 12-point run, and it was over. It was over because Caitlin Clark, they were not missing.
But see, Wyatt, you 100%. But this is the perspective that I see as a referee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to referee the playoffs, and the team that loses in the championship game, if there was a rematch in the following season, okay, I already knew how I was going to officiate that game, because the team that lost are going to play way more aggressive, way more confident than the team that won.
Yeah, that's
the team that won plays like you said. They think they can shoot their way back into a game without playing defense because they did it before.
Yeah, well, that don't happen.
But
That can't.
I know, but again, I know everybody else. I'm getting ready to hang.
Bro, everybody know LSU is my team. I went there, it's my school, but I didn't feel good about last night, and I said it on the air. I'm gonna cheer for my homies, my girls, okay? But the truth of the matter is, bro, I said it on the air last night. I said it's gonna be tough. We're coming off a bunch of controversy from them playing last year in the championship. I said, to be honest with you, Iowa is a better team this year than they were last year in my eyes. And I think Iowa's team this year would have beat last year's LSU team. That's just my opinion. But
no doubt.
I just think that Iowa has a better team. We have better individual players on our team in LSU. They're better than everybody over on Iowa's team except for, Caitlin Clark. Everybody else is pretty much better than the other team. But like I said on the show earlier, that, give me a team that works like an engine. You can give me 5 individuals over on the other side. My team gonna kick their ass. You understand what I'm saying? You give me a team that's running a circular or running something, doing plays and running the way they're supposed to run. It's hard for guys that are individually great to beat a team. See what I'm saying? That's
right,
tough.
because the perfect contrast game was the game that followed USC versus Connecticut.
Exactly.
You watch what happens next year with Juju Watkins, the freshman this year for USC, and watch what happens with that team. Watch how they go into the portal. Watch how they make some NIL deals, get them some veterans. It's going to be the exact same thing all over again. But women's basketball is in a good place. I know it's close to your heart, Wyatt.
I feel
and
good
shout out to all the former lady ballers that are in the Wyatt chat. Peace out, Wyatt.
Thank you for calling. Thanks for engaging, Drew. I appreciate it. That's a great call. I know that we don't always want to talk sports, but I got sports in my blood. I love talking about sports, and sometimes I can get a little long with it like I do everything else. But I enjoy talking about sports. I got 20 minutes. I got 19 minutes. I'm going to go till 4 o'clock. Is that fair? Can I go ahead and push it? Let me play this clip real fast for Fame because I told him I would play it, and then Drop came in here talking about some other shit. Just playing. Drop came in talking about, how he do. Drop just came in here talking about some other shit. But let me play this. This is from the team in downtown in Cincinnati. I'm just going to play what Channel 19 said and what was reported. I want him to hear what was reported because he said he didn't hear about no crimes being committed downtown. First of all, if you run a business downtown, it might not necessarily take crimes to make you call the police and say, hey, you got a bunch of shit going on down here. It don't always take crimes to happen because my sister-in-law, I overheard the conversation her and my wife were talking one day, and she was talking about how she gets off work downtown Cincinnati. She works at a local bank, and she was like, it's horrible getting to the bus. She rides, old heads, how they don't want to pay all that money to park in the parking garages. So what she do is she rides the bus from downtown to like over by the Channel 9 or something and get out and walk over there and get her car. She said it's ridiculous when we get off work. And she's not the only one. She said they talk about this in her office, at the bank and other locations. They talk about how crazy it is downtown with all these kids around and how disrespectful the kids are. Now, I'm not trying to clean up anything, nor am I trying to make it worse. I'm just being honest to tell you what the people are saying, not the people on the news, not the people that want to try to rub the kids on the head and tell them it's going to be all right, not the people that's trying to save the world, and not the people that's talking bad about the kids. I'm talking about the people that go to work downtown Cincinnati and have a problem, not to mention the businesses. I'm talking about the people. The businesses feel a certain way about it too. But listen to this news article. Listen to this news. I want you to see. Fame, I hope you're listening, brother.
Hundreds of teens, they were downtown last night going in and out of businesses and hanging out on Fountain Square.
Yeah, Alexis Martin had a first-hand look last night when it was happening, and spoke with community members today to get the reaction. And you join us live. I also saw the crowd, Alexis, and I just couldn't believe the sheer size of it.
Yeah, there were hundreds out here, police tell me. When I was here, they were kind of scattered throughout Fountain Square in groups. Now, I counted around 8 to 10 police cars out here as well. And when I spoke to police, they tell me as the weather gets nicer and schools letting out, more juveniles tend to come down here.
That there was large groups of kids coming downtown. Now, is that illegal? No. Can it be problematic? Yes. But can we see it as an opportunity to do things differently?
Iris Rowley tells me she works collaboratively between kids and police. She says they tell her they go downtown because they feel safer.
When I asked them about being downtown, their response is they don't feel safe in their own communities.
I spoke with Officer Dan Hills, who is president of Frontline Advisors, and he says the problem with large groups downtown is it's hard to know when things will turn violent.
The thing when you start seeing the violence, when you start seeing them fighting and running about, you're never sure, is it just going to be another case of unruly kids running around for, a half an hour or an hour? Or is this one of the times when somebody's going to brandish a weapon and somebody's going to get hurt seriously?
He says intervening in juvenile presence downtown is a no-win situation for police.
The policemen nowadays are in a no-win situation because they're asked to deal with these kids, but at the same time, if something happens that goes awry, they quite often feel as though they'll be thrown under the bus.
Hills says often the crimes committed when these groups come downtown are minor, like jaywalking, criminal trespassing, and disorderly conduct.
Collectively, when you put them all together, and it's being done by not 1 or 2 or 3 teens, but 300 teens, and then all of a sudden that just totally ruins the business atmosphere, the quality of life atmosphere, and it has a great effect on the city.
Rowley says if downtown was more kid-friendly, it would help keep them busy. But there's not much for them to do.
We used to go downtown and hang also, but there was a movie theater. It felt like it was more welcoming then than it is now. And I'm quite sure city leaders, business leaders have heard us say that.
Rowley says that the city leaders should reach out to juveniles and hear what they think should be downtown. Now, with last night, police tell me no arrests were made. There were reports of guns and reports of fights, but no reported shootings. Live in Fountain Square, Alexis Martin, Fox 19 Now.
Okay, let me just say this. This is my take on that story right there real fast, and then I'm going to get to the other thing. I wanted Fame to see that because it's clear that the restaurants or the businesses down there were having a problem, an issue with the kids being there. It's disruptive to their business. And there was a situation where some kids were in a restaurant and start messing up the dish, throwing the dish. I wasn't there, so I don't want to paint a picture, but it's been reported that these kids were in a restaurant and they were, going in there and snatching glasses and throwing them down or whatever. I don't want to paint a picture of something that I didn't see, but that was my interpretation of what I seen. And see, like Fame took the word like jaywalking and things of that nature. Don't lose context of what they're saying. See, here's the thing, Fame. You might think that jaywalking, that's the word that you took, but can you imagine the light being green for the cars to be able to go, but yet you got 300 kids just walking in front of your car and this is not being safe? They're not talking about a regular jaywalk, Fame. Don't do that. They're not talking about kids just happen to. I jaywalk downtown all the time, walking from my office over to the courthouse. Nobody's going to look. I do it right in front of the police. But it's not 300 of me. There's not 150 of me dodging through cars, jaywalking. That's the jaywalking we're talking about. Not just somebody just happened to walk across the street. Come on, man. Don't do that. See, don't do that. That's not going to help the situation by finding one key word and making that key word to lighten it. Lighten it. That's not gonna work, bro. Don't do that. That's not fair. Because it's not just jaywalking. It's not just a kid walking across the street innocently. We're talking about kids that act stupid walking across the street, doing shit and y'all know what I'm talking about. We can sit here and play games and we can play the game if you want to. I don't really have time. I don't really want to do that. I know what irresponsible jaywalking look like. When 25, 50 kids walk across the street all at the same time, stop in the middle of the street, cars can't go by. That's jaywalking. That's what we talking about. Businesses have business to run. Here's the problem that I have. God bless Iris Rowley's heart. God bless her. She just wants to do the right thing or whatever. I don't care. But I got to say this to you about the situation. Sorry about that. Let me grab this because it was the phone. Hold on. Let me just say this about that. Now, I'm not going to take Iris Rowley's words out of context because she didn't say, she said this. She didn't say, this is how I feel. She relayed the message that she said the kids told her. And see, to me, quite honestly, I'm going to be respectful when I say this. I don't fall for that shit. I'm not going to go for I feel safer downtown than I do in my community. I don't buy that. And then I don't buy the fact that it ain't nothing for these kids to do. Because there's movie theaters throughout the city of Cincinnati, in the outskirts of the city of Cincinnati, on the bus path of Cincinnati. There's movie theaters in Northgate. There's movie theaters around. They're just not located in downtown Cincinnati, which I think they should be there, but who am I? I ain't got a dime invested in downtown Cincinnati entertainment. I don't have any risk or gain there, so I can't gauge if it's profitable. That's not fair for me to say. However, what I do know is if it was profitable, somebody would be there. There's a reason why downtown Cincinnati is not engaging to kids. They don't want them there. What about the park that we got down there that's been having shootings over the last few years? That's something for kids to do. What are they doing with it? I haven't heard much positivity coming out of there. Don't tell me that there's nothing to do. Don't tell me, so Lamont said Northgate closed down. Shit, what they only stayed open 3-4 years. So let's not say they need movie theaters because they obviously don't use. Northgate is right over on Coleraine Avenue. That place didn't stay open 10 years, I don't think. I think that just opened maybe 7-8 years ago. Damn. They ain't even paid the loan back on that. So explain to me how we can sit back and say there's nothing for these kids to do. You look, like I said, Miss Rowley, God bless her heart, she just relayed the message that the kids tell her, if that's what she said. She said, well, I talk to the kids, they tell me they feel safer downtown than they do in their own neighborhood. Where these kids live. So that was the whole damn Avondale. That was the whole Avondale? Or was that Walnut Hills down there? That's 400 kids from Avondale. Because let's look at the distress. Let's look at the areas that have the shootings and the shit going on. So that was downtown Avondale, Bond Hill. That was all Avondale A1. That was all those communities all rolled up into one. Y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. You know all them kids that's down there are not living in the same neighborhood or living in a neighborhood where they stand the risk of getting shot, killed, and all that. That's not what's going on. That's just an area that they doing what we used to do. That's Golden Skates now, without the skating rink and the rental skates and the pizza. They just down there doing the shit that we used to do, but it's at a high level and they just doing different shit that we used to do. We all used to go to Golden Skates because it was the place to be. We all used to go to Eden Park on Sundays because that was the place to be. It wasn't, we went there because we felt safer there than we felt in our own neighborhood. That's bullshit. Come on, man. Y'all know better than that. Because think about it. How could you possibly feel safer down with a bunch of recklessness, running into businesses, acting stupid, being wild and all that old shit? How could you feel safer in that than you do in your own neighborhood? How could, that just doesn't make sense to me. That's just me. Maybe I'm out of touch. But I just need you to tell me how you think it's safer to be in a group of people like that, where there's a bunch of police officers and things could happen. Do you think the people in downtown, the children in downtown Indianapolis the day before, when 7 of them got shot from the ages of 7 and 12, do you think they felt safer downtown than they do in their own neighborhoods? See, it's a little bit different when you have facts of what's actually happened instead of assumptions. I'm not buying that. And this ain't got nothing to do with Miss Rowley. She's only trying to do what she do. She love kids. She love people. That's just what it is. But to be honest with you, like I said, those were not her words. Those were the words that she just told you what she was told. She said, that's what the kids say. We feel safer down here than we do in our own communities. What does that say about your city council and the people that lead your cities if kids could go downtown 300-400 deep, but they not safe in their own area? What that say about your city? What that say about your leadership? I mean, come on now. Y'all got everything you wanted. You got the black, you got your non-white mayor, you got your all black, all pretty much predominantly black city council. They all Democrats, so they all care about the people more than anybody, right? According to politics of, Republican versus Democrat, all that old shit. You don't want the police dealing with your kids, but yet you don't care if the kids are standing, migrating 300 deep, 400 deep. You think I'm going to be an old head and I'm going to go down there and try to organize these kids and be shuffling and duffling these kids that want to run through restaurants and stores and shit, breaking shit? You think they care about what I'm talking about? Oh, little brother, you got a future. You don't need to be down here doing that shit. Man, my mama don't talk to me like that. What are you talking about, old head? I've been talked to like that. Well, maybe you ain't tough enough, Wyatt. Maybe you ain't tough enough. Well, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's it. You right. I ain't tough enough. I only been dealing with killers my whole life, but I ain't tough enough. No, I'm smart enough to understand the game. And what I know is you got to get them before they get to that point. That's all I can tell you. And that's the answer. Some might not like that answer. They might not like how I said it or what I said. But I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that's the key. You got to get them before they gone. Because once they gone, you ever heard the old phrase? Oh, shit, I'm about to mess it all the way up. You ever heard the phrase, once a good girl is gone, she gone forever? Yeah, you can apply that to a whole lot of things. Once a good guy gone, he gone forever. It's like once you've been making good money, you making fast money. That's what's wrong. When you go get that street money, you making $1,000, you doing this, you doing that, you making this and this and that, you get that lifestyle. See, a lot of people think it's just about the money. It's more to it than the money. It's a lifestyle that come around with that fast money. Once you get a taste of that lifestyle, hey man, if you're a good guy, you might be gone forever. Same thing with girls. So all I'm telling you is this. There's a reason why people stay thugs. There's a reason why people go to jail 2, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. They get 4 or 5 numbers. There's a reason, because once they gone forever. Don't ever believe that they can't change. Don't ever believe that somebody can't change. They all can change. But guess what y'all fail to realize? Guess what we fail to realize? Some people don't want to change because they think who they are is fine. They might, and that's great. Look, if you want to be a thug, but don't let it affect me, right? Don't let it affect me. They okay with that. They okay thinking that their lifestyle is for them. Guess what? They're right. As much as I don't want them to be right, they're actually right. It's his life. Let him live his life the way he want to live it. Just don't rob me. Don't do anything to my family, and I won't say anything. If you want to be a nothing or what some people want to be the BMF. Some people want to be Big Meech. That's their inspiration. That's their aspiration. They want to be that. Who are you to say that they shouldn't be or can't be? I ain't gonna get in your way, brother. Just please, just don't come my way with it, because I will die for mine. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. A lot of people want to change people that don't want to be changed. They are who they are, and they okay with it. They okay with it. I don't get people who always thinking that they're going. And here's the thing: you sometimes can't change that one who is who he is. You might have a better shot changing the ones that just hanging along and dinging, just dangling along with this loser. You got a better shot catching one of the ones that ain't gone, but you catch them before they get with them. That's a lot of people don't understand that. They trying to change the world. Hey, there's more people in this world that's doing shit right. Help the ones that's doing things right. That's all I can say. That's my take. And I'm not suggesting just give up. Yeah, I am sort of kind of. I am saying just give. And that don't sound good. But you're talking also to a guy that dedicated over a decade of his life, his money, his efforts to people that needed a second chance or chances before they ended up making the wrong turn. I dedicated my time and my money towards that. So it's not like I'm telling you this from never being in a position of not knowing what it's about. Done it. Been there, done it. I still get letters from the penitentiary now. I told him a long time ago, and I gave him my word. Bruh, I'm gonna tell you this, little dude. You doing too much. If you ever go to the penitentiary, you can write me, but I ain't never sending you no money. My money don't go on the books of the penitentiary. Shit, I got family members in the penitentiary I never sent nothing to. Oh, I'm a bad guy. Well, that's because I had been told them. If you go to the penitentiary, I said, if we at BW3s, I'll buy the wings tonight because you out here, free bird, we playing, you have an opportunity to be great. We playing, it's fair. We out here. I buy. It's tonight on me. Wings on me. They always taste better when somebody else pay for them. Wings on me. Let's get them. But once you go to the penitentiary, all my grace falls apart. Because it's not like we ain't never had the conversation of, well, bro, ease up a little bit. Damn, ease up. My granny used to do that shit. My grandmother would always, every year, get boxes together to be sending to my family for fucking to the penitentiary. Don't act like I don't know this shit. And every time they go, they be, and they'll send me something. Fuck that, not me. And I ain't down on my people. We had the conversations. Like, look, while you was having fun, wearing all the nice clothes and doing all this and doing all that old shit, I was making different decisions, and I was, and we had the conversation. Bro, if you go to the joint, I ain't helping. I ain't got shit on your bond. I ain't got shit on the lawyer. I ain't got nothing. Because your ass stayed out partying all night, having kids, doing this and doing that, and I got up and went to work. So now you want me to play for your paper bag games and shit? Y'all know that from Paid in Full. Now you done had all this fun. You out here funning, and I'm working, and I'm doing different shit. I'm making moves. I'm trying to do things to better myself, and now I'm supposed to finance your funning? Fuck that. I ain't built like that. Little dude's in the penitentiary right now. I told him a long time ago, I'll do anything that I can to support you in your efforts to be the greatest, whatever you want to be. You got me. Right now, we out here in this, you got me. Stay in the gym, run your laps, do this, do that, do this, and this, that. But I'm going to tell you, if you out here ripping and running in these streets and you do something wrong, I'm done. I can't support that. I can't support you. If you go to jail, I can't support you. I'm not sending book money. I'm not sending money. I'm not sending it. Not going to do it. I got to show you this video. I got to do it. I got to catch something up for you. Okay, I want to let me see. I wrote it down. I told some people, I don't know if Stephen Speed them. I know I'm running out of time. I'm at the top of the hour, but I'm going to show you this video so you'll see what I was talking about. And then what I'll do is I'll talk about it tomorrow. It'll give me something to talk about, but I'll get started on it today. Okay, and we were talking about, I mentioned yesterday, the New York mayor. The New York mayor. And he went to, excuse me one second, my dog is. The New York mayor, Stephen Speed, he said, I'm here. Okay, this one's for you. I dedicate this portion to you, brother, because you stuck around and you've been listening to a lot of stuff you probably didn't want to listen to today because you wanted to hear this. The New York mayor, Mayor Adams, he went on the Breakfast Club the other day with Charlemagne the God and all them guys and was talking this shit. And I want to expose something. And y'all don't have to like me, or not like me, but you don't have to like my y'all don't mind, you might not like, I'm sorry, I was reading comments. You may not like my opinion on this, but this is the shit that I like calling out. And then I love when the chaos agents fall back because they can't debate it. They can't say, oh, well, you know what he meant. No, I know what he meant because he said what he meant. Yeah, I can't twist his words up. I can't pattern it. I can't mold it a certain way. He said what he said, and he did what he did, and he do what he normally do. See, these black politicians like to use that brother-sister shit on your ass and rock you to sleep. And I'm sick of it. Be more policy. Drive your policies instead of that black card shit. Mayor Adams went on Breakfast Club and flat out lied. Flat out lied. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you listen to it, and then I'm going to let you know where he lied, and then I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it. But what I don't care about, I don't really care about the lies. This is going to be odd. This is an odd approach. I don't care about the lies. What I care about is who he's lying to and why. I don't even care that if you told me you don't eat pork and that you're a Muslim and I catch your ass eating a bologna sandwich, I ain't mad at your lie. I'm not mad at your lie. But what I might be mad at is who you lying to and for what reason. And that's where I'm at with this Adams, with these politicians. Now I'm gonna let you listen to this and I'm gonna let you see how good it sounds. And I don't want anybody to judge it until the video is done. And once you watch the video, you might already feel a certain way. But then I got some things to kind of, I don't want to say go against it. I'll just say that we'll fact check what he's saying. Check this video out right here. Let's see if I have, okay, there it is. Check it out.
New Yorkers feel safer.
I was a public defender.
New Yorkers don't feel safe.
But that's what you said. That's what you said.
And my original question was about how you relate to that.
You said that New Yorkers don't feel safer.
Yeah.
So
there was a poll that came out with last week.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And in that poll that came out by the CBC, it stated that the priorities of Mayor Adams is moving the city in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
My priority. Now remember, 2 years, 3 months, brother. 2 years, 3 months. I inherited a pandemic. I inherited 180,000 migrants and asylum seekers that can't work, that we have to house them every day. I inherited.
You called for a lot of them too, though.
No, we didn't, brother.
You said it was a sanctuary city. You told them.
Okay, let's see. That's why it's important. That's why it's important to have this conversation, because sanctuary city and the migrants and asylum seekers are two different issues. Sanctuary city, if you're undocumented, we can't turn you over to ICE or authority. Migrants and asylum seekers were paroled into here. They're here legally. They were paroled into. But what the federal government did and Governor Abbott did, they said, we're going to send them up to Chicago, New York, Boston. And the federal government is saying, Eric, you can't allow them to work. You got to give them housing. You can't stop the buses from coming in. You cannot turn them over to ICE. All of that is illegal if I
Pause. What he just said is a lie. The federal government is not making New York house illegal immigrants. And notice he said federal government for the very first time. Normally he says national government, and he will continue to say national government. But he said he said that the government is forcing them to house these folks. That's what he said. Now, keep in mind, listen to him. He already did hit him with brother a couple times. He just gave some misinformation about the difference between asylum seekers and undocumented people and things of that nature. These people are not undocumented immigrants that's coming across the border. They're not undocumented. They're not paroled into New York. That's just not true. Check it out. Not all of them have court dates. Not all of them have court dates. So that's just flat out a lie. Let him finish. Check it out.
I do that, we'd be breaking law. So when people look at it's illegal, if I do that, we'd be breaking law. So when people look at the migrants that are here, we didn't call people to come here. They were sent here by Governor Abbott.
That's a lie. When you're a sanctuary city, you're telling the people who's seeking asylum that you're safe in your city. That's calling for them. Basically, if somebody breaks into if somebody breaks into the state of Ohio and Cincinnati, Ohio says we welcome criminals who break the law and we have safe houses for you, you're calling for them to be there. You're calling for the people who break the law to be in your city or your house if you'll sleep, if they can come stay where you are. If you housing them and they can't get the police called on them, you're calling them to you. You're attracting them. Let him finish with the brother shit. Check it out.
You cannot turn them over to ICE. All of that is illegal. If I do that, we'd be breaking law. So when people look at the migrants that are here, we didn't call people to come here. They were sent here by Governor Abbott. And the failure to secure our borders is allowing this to continue. And we're not getting any money from. We got about $100 million out of a $4 billion price tag. Look at Chicago right now. Look what's happening right now. Mayor Johnson over there, what's happening with him. Look what's happening in Boston. Look what's happening in Houston, Los Angeles. And then do a comparative analysis of what's happening on our streets here. Wow, we dealt with that crisis, turned around our economy, outpacing the state in reading and math of our young people. I've been on Rikers Island more than any mayor in the history of the city, talking with inmates and correction officers to turn around what's happening on Rikers Island.
I know you go to Rikers in 2022 and there were 3 deaths back to back because corrections.
Pause. He wasn't ready for her. She ain't even supposed to be on the show talking about, she's not on there talking about illegal migrants and things of that nature. She's a former prosecutor and she has a problem. He can't handle this sister. He can't handle her. She's kind of a curveball to the conversation. So they're going to skip through the video on her. But the problem she has with the mayor is that he protects the police in her eyes. So he's in a crossfire in this conversation. So I want to excuse this conversation he's having with her because she's shooting shots. That's why he's looking away from her. Don't want to pay attention to what she's saying because she's on some different shit. I want you to listen to the immigrant conversation that he's having. So pay attention to that. I'll talk about her another day. And it's a good conversation to have, but just pay attention to the immigration thing first. Check it out.
Officers left their post and allowed it to happen. You went to Rikers to express your support for the corrections officer. I know you go to Rikers.
No, when you go to these hercs and you're seeing these young people, and I walk in and I talk with them. Some of them come from West Africa, South America, Central America. All they're saying is, man, we just want to work. We don't want to sit around here all day and not do anything. That is why the real focus should be on our national government that's saying, why are you doing this to New York? Check out what they're doing. They're doing it to New York. They're doing it to Chicago. They're doing it to Los Angeles. They're doing it to Houston. What is the same in all those cities? All black mayors. All black mayors.
Pause. Please remember that he said that. Because here's a dude that's playing the race card who act like he just he just spit a bar. Like he just said the hottest rap tune. Like he just put a gold album out. I want you to remember how confident he was when he just said that to people. He said that on the Breakfast Club. He said it right in front of Charlemagne the God and them. He clearly said it to convince people that what he was saying was the truth. I want you to hear it again.
Check out what they're doing. They're doing it to New York. They're doing it to Chicago. They're doing it to Los Angeles. They're doing it to Houston. What is the same in all those cities?
Their sanctuary. Pause. They're sanctuary cities. They have the laws on the books that welcome illegal immigrants, give them shelter, give them food, give them clothes, give them money, give them stipends, give them protection from ICE. That's what they all have in common, brother. Brother. That's what they all have in common. They all have the same sanctuary laws. That's what they have in common. And guess what every one of those cities have in common, ladies and gentlemen? Chaos agents and all those pretending not to listen. They all have the ability to end their sanctuary city. Ask them how many of them voted and the people that live there want sanctuary city status to end. And the same black mayors that he's talking about, those same black mayors, one of them in Chicago made the difference between the split of ending sanctuary city. He voted for it to stay that way. So the people that voted for him wanted it to end, and he was the deciding vote to keep the sanctuary city. And then Eric Adams comes on here and say, look what they doing to my brother, when he could have ended it a long time ago. Listen to it.
New York. Why you check out what they're doing? They're doing it to New York. They're doing it to Chicago. They're doing it to Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. They're doing it to Houston. What is the same in all those cities? All black mayors. All black mayors. And so what we're saying, same thing that I'm going through here, my brother Johnson is going through. My sister Bass is going through. My brother Turner is going through. So our folks, what they wanted to happen, Governor Abbott wanted to happen, we're going to turn these cities against their mayors. We're going to create this environment where they're all going to go against their mayors. Go Google what they're doing to my brother in Chicago. Go Google what they're doing to Sister Bass. So the cities have now turned against these black mayors that are making real change for the first time.
By over-policing black people.
And they're using this to say, okay, these black mayors are not competent. They can't run their cities. They're getting everything to the migrants and asylum seekers. This was a perfectly executed plan that we are buying into.
To make black mayors look bad across the country.
And when we're doing just the opposite.
New York is
You heard that bullshit, right? He sat right there and he told y'all that bullshit. He just said that it was orchestrated to go and bring all these illegal immigrants to only black ran cities by black mayors so black people will be mad at their black mayors. These are sanctuary cities that welcome immigrants, illegal immigrants, that fund them. Taxpayers are paying for this. He just sat up there and used the race card and tried to make us all believe. I'm going to drop some receipts now. I wanted to give him a fair shot. I wanted you to hear what he said. And he went on there and brother, sisters y'all to death. Oh, brother, it's all about this conspiracy. They want the black mayors to look bad because we're doing so good for the people. We're making significant change for the people. Fuck out of here. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You up in here. This is what I'm talking. This that preacher shit. This that old fake ass send me your last so the God will bless you with more. This that type shit. Now, you ready for this receipts? You ready for the proof? Let me give you this right here. Hold on one second. How do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? He said that Abbott from Texas is sending all the migrants to the black cities. This is what he said. That it's constructed that way. That they're sending all of the black mayors all the trash. Let me do this before I play the next video. No, let me play the next video so it'll fit. I want it to fit. I want you to remember what he said. I'm going to remind you. He said that they sending all these people to the black cities so the people will fall down on the mayors, the black mayors. This is a setup, basically. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but let's just call it what it is. He's saying it's a setup. They're setting up the black people not to like the black mayors. Look at Google my brother in Chicago. Well, what he don't understand is Wyatt been talking about this shit in Chicago for 3 years. See, he can get that shit off on black folks that listen to CNN, Al Sharpton, MSNBC, people that's just just came to the party. So them the type of people that come to the party late and complain about the DJ. Man, that motherfucker ain't playing the hot song. He ain't played Ready for the World yet. He ain't played new LL, all that old shit. But you 2 hours late to the party, bro. He played them records already. You just wasn't here. And that's where we are. We 3 years, 10 million people ahead of these folks that's just now getting here. And now they know everything and they've been late. Let me show you what's going on.
The city of Denver is offering.
Here's another piece of proof of a lie. Now, did he not say that it's Governor Abbott down in Texas sending him all the people? And it's just a setup to make it on black mayors. It's a conspiracy. They want the black people not to like they mayors because they making so much of a big difference. Here's your proof. This article that I'm about to show you right here is what's going on in Denver. Remember, I've named several cities that are sanctuary that are getting the same migrant influx, just like Chicago, Boston, and all these places. I kept telling y'all the different cities that was getting it, but it don't make national news because it's not fitting the narrative of the people that want to control your mind. So here's the truth. Anybody that want to come on and debate me, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. But all I'm doing is hitting you with facts. Here's a news clip right now of what's going on in Denver, Colorado, sanctuary city. And I want you to tell me if the United States government is sending everybody to the black cities with the black mayors. Check this video out.
The city of Denver is offering a stark warning to newly arriving migrants. Stay here and you will suffer. Denver's offering migrants help to move on to anywhere else in the country. Tonight, for the first time, we're able to see how Denver tries to convince migrants to leave in video obtained by Next from inside a migrant shelter.
The opportunities are over. That's Andres Carrera, political director for Denver Mayor Mike Johnston.
Nueva York te da más, Chicago te da más. Entonces sugiero que vaya por allá donde hasta.
Pause. This man is speaking in Spanish, obviously, and what he's telling the Denver illegal immigrants is New York gives you more, Chicago gives you more. I suggest that you go to one of those cities. We will send you to any city you want to go to who offers more than what we can offer. We're overpacked here. All the opportunities are gone. These are illegal immigrants who are in Denver, Colorado, and Denver is out of room, out of money, and they're sending these people, and they're saying New York. The government, their administration is saying New York. Their administration is saying go to New York or go to Chicago or go anywhere you want to go. We'll send you, we'll give you a ticket to get there. So don't sit back, Mr. New York, and say that it's only Governor Abbott, it's only those dirty Republicans that's sending all these migrants to New York. You got other sanctuary cities that can't control their own illegal immigration population, and they're offering these illegal immigrants to go to any other city because they're offering them more. Just get the fuck out of here. Oh, I got more to go. Check it.
También con un albergue de más largo plazo, también hay más oportunidades de trabajo por allá.
Carrera is Denver's so-called newcomer communications liaison. That means that he meets the busloads of new arrivals. The city says this group got here on March 26, sent up by Texas's Republican Governor Greg Abbott. He warns them the jobs, the resources, the opportunities have already gone to the 40,000 migrants who came to Denver before them.
Hemos recibido demasiados migrantes y por eso se acabaron los recursos. No, mira, no te vamos a bloquear. Si quieres permanecer aquí, no estoy aquí para bloquearte. Estoy aquí para avisarte que tu camino no ha terminado. Si permanecen aquí, te vas a sufrir hasta más. Y eso no lo quiero ver.
Parents listen quietly as children play on the floor, as Denver tells these families that have sometimes walked from one continent to another that they just have to keep moving. But they don't have to walk. Denver will buy them a bus ticket.
Solo es que tu camino no ha terminado. Tu camino no ha terminado. Que viajas un tantito más. No tienes que caminar por ningún parte. Podemos comprarte boleto gratuito. Gratuito. Puedes ir a cualquier ciudad. Hasta la frontera de Canadá te llevamos. Donde sea. Donde sea.
The city says it won't buy bus tickets to Canada, but it will help migrants get to American border cities up north. It's a desperate pitch by Denver, a city that has taken in more migrants per capita than any city outside the southern border, and is looking at $120 million in budget cuts to pay for migrant services. The moment of truth. Who in the crowd wants to go to a different city? And who wants to stay in Denver?
¿Y cuál de ustedes todavía quieren permanecer aquí?
Todos, a migrant says. Everyone.
The clock is now ticking for the migrants who arrived on that bus. Families have 6 weeks in Denver shelters and then they must go. Individuals get 14 days in shelter. As they were warned, after that, there may not be resources to help them.
Yeah,
So let me get this straight. Mayor Adams of New York, these immigrants are being shoved down your throat by Governor Abbott down in Texas. They're not going to other cities, and those cities are full, and those cities are offering to send them migrants somewhere else, anywhere else other than where they are. That's not what's going on. Denver is full. They're at capacity at their 40,000 in those shelters. They're buying tickets to send them anywhere. They're promoting Chicago and New York like they're travel agencies, saying they have more opportunity, bigger shelters, opportunities for you to do things there. Who want to go there? Because if you stay here, you're not going. There's no resources for you. What did they say? $180 million out of the Denver budget? Now, let me ask you, what do those budget cuts look like? Who's going to pay the price? You think the rich people going to pay the price of a $180 million budget cut? No, it trickles down to the poor because that $180 million is going to affect fire, police, EMT, hospitals, public schools. What do you think the suburb people really worried about? They ain't worried about nothing other than keeping the migrants out of their communities. But that $180 million is coming out of the city of Denver, just like if it came out of the city of Cincinnati's budget. What would you think would be cut in the city of Cincinnati if a $180 million cut came? What would they take it from? They did it in New York. They took it out of the schools. They took it out of sanitation. They took it out of the water. All you got to do is go pay attention to New York problems. But let's get back to the governor. I got one more piece of proof. If that wasn't enough, what did he say? He said they're only sending these illegal migrants to black-ran cities with black mayors, turning the black people against their mayors. That's what he said, right? And he named his cities. He named 4 of them. 3? I think he named 3 or 4. I'll give him 4. Let's fact check that. Am I wrong? Did he say that? Before I start fact checking, just to make sure we're on the same page. He said they're only sending them to black-ran cities so that the black people will call their mayors ineffective and will turn on each other. Sort of like what they're actually doing in Chicago for good reason. Because guess what? You don't have to be a sanctuary city. You do not have to be a sanctuary city. That's for the voters to decide. They took a vote on it. The mayor of New York, of Chicago, was the final vote. He was the split vote, and he voted to keep it. So now I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Who y'all think this is right here? Anybody know this man right here? Not the woman, the man. Anybody know this man right here by any chance? Can anybody put it in the screen who this is? Let me help out a little bit. His name is Mike Johnson. Anybody know who Mike Johnson is? The man, not the woman. That's Mike Johnson. That is the mayor of Denver. The city that just was sending everybody somewhere else, paying for them to go to New York or Chicago. That's the mayor of a sanctuary city. He happens to be white. I thought they were sending them to all black cities ran by black mayors to get the black people not to like their mayors. This is Mike Johnson, the mayor of Denver. I got another one for you. Anybody know who this is? Her name is Michelle Wu. Michelle Wu. She is the mayor of Boston. I thought they were sending them to all black mayors so black people would hate their mayors. She runs a sanctuary city. Oh, wait, got one more. Anybody know who this is? I'll give you a hint. She's a mayor. She's a mayor. Her name is Katie Gallugga, or something of that nature. Hey, Katie. Katie happens to be a mayor also. Katie happens to be the mayor of Phoenix, Arizona. The great city of Phoenix, Arizona, where my mom lived. She has a sanctuary city that has an influx of illegal immigrants who's sending them to New York, sending them to Chicago as well. But I thought this was only happening to black people, to black mayors. I thought this was a brother thing. I thought this was a calculated move to make black people hate their mayors. I thought it was that. Mr. Adams, I thought this was a move to make black people be upset. Let's Google it. Isn't that your words? Google what they doing to my brother in Chicago. Let's Google what they doing to your mayor in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's Google what they doing to the mayor of Boston. Let's Google what they doing to the mayor of Denver, Colorado. It's not a black thing, folks, but leave it to a black man to make it a black thing. They trying to get us to be hated. They trying to make it where we don't like each other. No, you just ineffective, motherfucker. And all of y'all have the abilities to end this shit, and you won't call out the government. Eric Adams is the only one that said that the national government. He won't say that the American government. He says little shit like the national government is not doing what they're supposed to do to help fund it. He's not saying that they're not doing what they're supposed to do to shut the border down. He won't say that. We've been talking about this for 3 years, 10 million migrants later. We won't talk about it. But he'll blame somebody else. And I got another one. I'm gonna let the press secretary do what she do best. Now, if you just knew to the illegal immigrants and all that old shit, if you knew to the program and if you knew to the arguments, if you just now getting to the party, you ain't heard the records that the DJ already done played. You ain't heard none of that shit. You don't know. You only know what your news people who you listen to all the time, you only know what they teaching you now. You only know what they teaching you now. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the press secretary of the United States of America, I'm going to give her an opportunity to tell y'all why this shit is going on. And then I want you to tell me if it sounds genuine to you. Check it out.
Most of the border crossers accused of beating up Texas National Guardsmen in a riot last month were released on their own recognizance Sunday. How does that make people in this country any safer?
So I have to refer you to Department of Justice and DHS on that particular reporting. I will say this, as the event unfolded, the Border Patrol was able to act quickly and get the situation under control and apprehend the migrants. And we were grateful that the Border Patrol was able to do their job. Look, there is a challenge at the border, right? Our immigration system has been broken for decades, even before this president became president, obviously, more than 3 years ago. And this president, a couple months ago, worked with the Senate in a bipartisan fashion to get a negotiation done, right? And what we saw is from the last president, President Trump, told Republicans in Congress not to move forward with this negotiation, this agreed plan, this agreed proposal, because it would help Joe Biden. That's what was reported by some of you. And we can actually deal with this. We can actually deal with what we're seeing. And because they didn't move forward, right, because they didn't move forward with this proposal, because of the last president, and because they put politics ahead of the American people, we are seeing chaos. And so we want to get this done.
Pause. So now it's Donald Trump's fault that 3 years of open border that you just took a vote for 30 days ago, and that was 3 years, 10 million people ago. It would have changed if they would have passed that border, that bad deal that was put in between the Democrats and the Republicans. A month ago, they voted. 3 weeks ago, they voted for it. They voted it down because it was a bad deal. Now you're going to sit back here 3 years later, 10 million people dip back, 10 million people across the border. Now all of a sudden, it's a chaos. It's bad. Why didn't you handle it? And here's the other question. Here's the major question. If it's Trump's fault, why didn't 10 million people come in under his administration? If it's Obama's fault, why didn't 10 million people come in under Obama? If it's a broken system, why is it at its highest point right now? Why? Why? Because when this president ran, he told them to come. And this lady, I told y'all from the beginning that they surrounded themselves and they brought black women in here because they shields. That's why we got that's why we got a black woman running our school system. That's why we got a black lady up here speaking for this wrecked up ass administration right now. That's why she's a double knuckle. She's black and LGBTQ. This is why he surround himself with people, because black people don't want to challenge other black people because we scared to say something. This lady don't never answer no questions. She's so polite. She's so nice, but she full of shit. And she gonna sit here and say 3 years later, 3.5 years later, 10 million people ago, that if President Trump wouldn't have told the Republicans not to vote for a border fix, that we wouldn't be in the position we in now? What the fuck? Who are you talking? You know who she talking to? She talking to the suppressed crowd. She's talking clearly to a suppressed crowd. She's talking to the people that are now just learning about the border problem 5 months ago, 4 months ago. That's who she talking to. You know who else she talking to? Niggers. She talking to us. She telling us some shit that she think that we all just don't know nothing about. We supposed to just believe her because she cute, really dark skinned. And that's why Biden chose her ass. He chose her because he don't want black people. If I say something about her, that's me attacking black women. Not that I can have some valid points. Not that what I'm talking about make any sense. It's me attacking a black woman for telling you the real shit. Now, who you gonna for? You don't see that as a trick back? You don't see that like you being used, manipulated? You don't see that? You don't think that I told you 3 years ago that the reason why he took Kamala Harris and made her the border czar is because he's setting her up? He's setting her up. Who remember that? Who remember me telling you when he said, well, Kamala Harris is going to be our border czar? I said, oh, yeah, he just set her up for failure. I know some of y'all don't have memories like that, so I'm going to remind you. I clearly said when that lady took that job, he was setting her up for failure. But what he's doing is he's putting it in a situation because he know black folks ain't going to yell about it. Just like we ain't going to yell about our failing ass schools because we got black people running it. That's why. That's why you got so many black police chiefs in all these cities now too. It's kind of hard to talk about police. That's why y'all gave that black sister a pass who run the Minneapolis Police Department when them 5 brothers beat the shit out of that young man and killed him. I didn't see no national outrage on that shit, and he was more innocent than fucking George Floyd. He was brutalized worse than George Floyd. Y'all ain't got a statue for him. You ain't put a fucking t-shirt out there for him. You don't even know his fucking name. And you got brothers out here talking about racist shit about a white boy shooting 3 white boys at a BLM rally more than you talking about these 5 brothers that killed a man. Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. I gotta go. Y'all ain't shit. I gotta shut it down on that. I'm gonna give my man Twin, because he's been waiting for a very long time. I'm gonna give Twin some time to say what he gotta say, but I'm shutting it down on that. I have to talk to y'all tomorrow. Twin, man, take us up out of here, bro. If you can. Are you there, Twin? Hold on, let me see something. Let me see if you. I gotta go, bro. I can't talk to y'all. I can't even do it. Twin, I hope you on the phone, bro. I don't know what's going on. But I tried. I can't do it. I don't know what's going on with the phone, bro. I don't know what's going on, but I can't talk no more. I'm finished. I don't Twin, I don't know what's going on, bro. The phone is not working. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with it. It's not working. Sorry, bro. I didn't click him in and it's not going to him. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's happening, man. It's not working. I'm trying to transfer it over and it's not working to the connect. But I can't have a conversation with nobody that don't want to have no conversation like what I just hit you with. I'm proving to you that these are frauds. These people frauds. And we watched the young man get his ass beat. I played the video by 5 officers. And y'all don't even talk about it. Y'all don't even talk about it. Because it ain't never really about what the action was. It's about who did it, who do it. That's all it is. Y'all frauds, man. That man got he got his life taken way worse than George Floyd. And the reason why y'all ain't on that shit is because it was 5 black officers and they had a black leader. Tell me I'm wrong. I didn't see motherfucker. Where was Al Sharpton? Where was Al Sharpton? Where was Perm in the suit? And where was your boy? Where was Benjamin Crump? Why wasn't it an outrage? We had full video, night vision, and all that old shit. They beat the shit out of this young man. 5 of them jumped him like they was jumping him in a gang. They jumped him like he was in the penitentiary. And this kid had nothing to do with nothing. He was a block away from home, and he hollered for his mama, and y'all don't say shit about that. It's been a whole year, and I ain't seen one t-shirt. And y'all got statues for George Floyd. Ain't this about a bitch? Ain't this about a bitch? Sorry. I can lose it at times. It just makes no sense. Frauds. Al Sharpton and the rest of them. Frauds. And anybody that's willing to pay him, they complicit in fraud. Put him on the radio, put him on TV, fraud. You cut him a check to do fraud shit, you're complicit. Fraud. Fraud. I'm on a different level. I'm just a different level. Go watch, listen to whatever you want to. I'm a different level. Sorry. Peace. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Do not shit where you live. Yeah, I like that better. 1, we can help you. 2, we can allow you to help yourself. And 3, we can have you replaced.
Hey, see, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a press. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a purse. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever. See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a press. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a purse. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever. Hey, bitch, I'm popping like corn on the kettle. A lame nigga reach for my chain, he get hit with this metal. And first shit, we on the new levels. I put triple D on my back and my foot on the pedal. I'm chasing ciabatta the cheddar. I really know Mexican start, I call all of them health. We up, you can go check the record, cause lately I really been ballin', I'm feeling like Steph. Sit back, let me teach you a lesson. You run up on Big X to plug and get hit with this web. Want the Glock, the AR, or the Wesson, but I still beat your bitch ass like it's Marvel Attack. Teach her spray every day to the river. She know that I'm out on my last and her son been a fella. Think he sweet, put a hole in his melon. And I probably beat the little case cause we don't do no telling. To the lost, boy, I'm something like hell. These niggas be hooping and hollering, boy, fuck how they yelling. We bout to come check out my section. Taliban shit, but you know it's 600, I'm ready. In my hood, boy, I'm something like a legend. You can't join the gang if you ain't known for shooting the step. Where he play, that's the same place we left him. Was being too extra, I hate that the gang had to stretch. I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a press. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a purse. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever. See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a press. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a purse. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever.
Do not shit where you live. Yeah, I like that better. 1, we can help you. 2, we can allow you to help yourself. And 3, we can have you replaced.
Hey, see, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a prince. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a perk. Boy, I'm solid and stand on with up. See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the scale. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a prince. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a perk. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever. Hey, bitch, I'm popping like going on the kettle. A lame nigga rich from my chain, he get hit with this metal. And first shit, we on the new levels. I put triple D on my back and my foot on the pedal. I'm chasing Ciabatta the cheddar. I really know Mexican start, I call all of them help. We up, you can go check the record, cause lately I really been ballin', I'm feeling like Steph. Sit back, let me teach you a lesson. You run up on big extra plug and get hit with this web. Want the Glock, the AR, or the Wesson, but I still beat your bitch ass like it's Marvel Attack. Teach her spray every day to the river. She know that I'm out on my last and her son been a fella. Think he sweet, put a hole in his melon. And I probably beat the little case cause we don't do no telling. To the lost, boy, I'm something like hell. These niggas be hooping and hollering, boy, fuck how they yelling. We bout to come check out my section. Taliban shit, but you know it's 600, I'm ready. In my hood, boy, I'm something like a legend. You can't join the gang if you ain't known for shooting the step. Where he play, that's the same place we left him. Was being too extra, I hate that the gang had I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the scale. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a prince. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a perk. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever. See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the scale. If she get time of day, then I had a good place, so I'm back at the spot. She getting beat like a prince. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a perk. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever.
Do not shit where you live. Yeah, I like that better. 1, we can help you. 2, we can allow you to help yourself. And 3, we can have you replaced.
Hey!